Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
It's time. It is that time. Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. On a Thursday, and what a Thursday it is. Really a historic Thursday with all things considered. The breaking news that has come out. Our guy, Carmichael Dave, broke it last night, and it is now officially official. The A's, I guess, no more Oakland at the front. The A's will be spending the next couple seasons in Sacramento, Sutter Health Park. And we are, if you were listening during our time in Vegas, this is going to be similar to when we were at the Super Bowl. Things are very fluid. So we are on standby right now for when the press conference starts at Sutter Health, and we will kick to that as soon as it does go live, and we will have all of that for you. After we play that, we will give you the breakdown of the story, also reacting to your calls, and we will open up the phone lines to get how you feel, your calls, your texts, reacting to all that news a little bit later in the show. Of course, we're the flagship. We'll get into Kings talk. We have our Kings roundtable. That's at 12:30. We will be also replaying the press conference at 12. And again, the most important thing is when we do have time and when we're not playing either the press conference or we're going to replay some of the interviews from the morning show with multiple mayors were on. It was a crazy morning, and we're just getting started. A historic day and really a confusing day in terms of everybody's feelings. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be confused as to how you feel. We are here for you. Chris Watkins, how you doing?
Great, man. I mean, it's definitely a historic day here in Sacramento. I just definitely want to echo what you just said, man. Yeah, I think there's a whole range of emotions going on, and I don't know which one's the right one to have, but it's definitely a really big day for everyone here in Sacramento. Besides all of the circus that goes along with it, the fact that this city is getting another major league organization is huge. It's a huge step. Obviously, the whole soccer situation kind of fell apart. They're still working on it, but to actually get another major league franchise here in Sacramento is a massive deal. It's, of course, unfortunate that it has to come at the expense of the city of Oakland, which definitely deserves to have that team and has fought just as hard as Sacramento did. It's not about comparing who did more than the others, but definitely just a really sad situation that Oakland has to lose that team in order for Sacramento to get this moment. But at the same time, I think that this is something that this city has been building towards for a really long time, and I'm glad to see that. A lot's been made of, is this an audition? Is this part of a greater plan? I just think the important thing is that Sacramento is going to get an opportunity to show itself as a major market for a couple of years here, and at least get to show, if it's not baseball, maybe it is soccer, maybe it's some other sport, but that this city is in fact big enough to carry a second major league team. I think that part cannot be overstated today enough. How big of a day it is.
Yeah, and the thing is, as we get deeper into this show, and thanks for everybody for tuning in, as we get deeper into the show, we'll have time to take those calls and break down the feelings and break down the details. We don't want to get too much into it now because we are going to throw to the live stream of the press conference. But my initial thoughts was just sad, man. I mean, I posted a story on my social media. I posted a photo back when I was in high school many moons ago, played at the Coliseum, and when you're a high schooler, you're not really thinking about how much or how bad a stadium is. It's still a big league stadium. And that was just one memory out of millions and millions of memories that were created in that stadium, in the Coliseum. So you do feel bad for Oakland. And if you ask 10 people whose fault it is as to why this happened the way it happened, you'll probably get about, I wouldn't say 10 different answers. We probably get about 5 different answers, with John Fisher being the main one. Yeah. So to some degree. And if you look at this from the Sacramento standpoint and what Vivek thinks that he can accomplish with this, I mean, for him, it's a win-win, right? In terms of how it looks to those outside of Sacramento, specifically in Oakland, it doesn't look great. My question is, how much does he care? I mean, when you look at different business people and the decisions that they make, what is the one thing that we hear, whether we're watching Shark Tank or whatever it is? You cannot operate on emotions, right? Vivek has a plan. This is part of that plan. If somebody says you're being used, you're being this, you're being that, well, at least when's the last time y'all had Major League in Sacramento? Right. So any way you spin it, I think Vivek would say, even if we're being used or nobody cares about Sacramento, it's still a positive for us, because, and again, not to get too far in the weeds already, but if you look at the other options, it really comes down to how much you feel like John Fisher was going to do whatever
he wanted to do anyway.
Took to not be in Sacramento, not be in Oakland. Right. When it comes to the TV deals, and they would have been in a tough spot. And we'll have people on tomorrow to break things down, people that are just as close to the action as we are. Oh, well, if Sacramento didn't give them a life raft, then they would have had to go to Oakland. Maybe, but the way that he literally had shown us his cards, and that he did not want anything to be a part of Oakland, that's just what it is. All right, we just got the call. It is starting right now, and we are throwing to the press conference.
Oh, boy.
This is Vivek, by the way.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Sorry. So this is incredibly exciting. This is like having lower bowl seats at a basketball game. Like, every seat is amazing. And John, we're going to be sitting here. I don't know if Gavin's going to throw out the first pitch, or you're going to throw it out, or who's going to throw it out? You are. I am. I am. That's a promise. I'm in. And just imagine, you're going to have lower bowl seats. You're going to have Geloff at second base. You're going to see Ohtani. You're going to see Aaron Judge hitting home runs out there. What an incredible day. This is epic. It's historic. We're really grateful for Doris's partnership and her family's service to the state. So thank you, Doris. And it's a huge privilege to be here alongside my friend John, Barry, Mayor Guerrero. John, thank you for this opportunity to be part of the A's legacy and show the world why Sacramento is the destination city for Major League sports. I also want to thank MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. It's an honor for West Sacramento to host Major League Baseball at Sacramento Park. We're committed to providing A's players and fans with a world-class baseball experience at Sutter Health, while also continuing the beloved tradition of minor league baseball and the Sacramento River Cats. When I bought the Kings over 10 years ago, I said that Sacramento would never play second fiddle to any other city in the world. And the success of Golden One Center has proven that this region can be a mecca for sports. We have an incredible community of professional sports in Sacramento. Today's announcement marks the next chapter of professional sports in Sacramento. We have a tremendous opportunity to showcase everything the region has to offer and demonstrate why it is deserving of an MVP. This is an exciting time to be a sports fan in Sacramento, and I know the community will welcome the Kings here with open arms. And now, this is the win, right? Sean, we're making this challenging on you. It's on. Okay, so John, it's going to be a little easier on you.
Oh, the wind calmed down just as I got up here. I just want to say how excited I am to be here in West Sacramento in Sutter Health Park, celebrating a momentous day for this community and a momentous day for our 123-year-old franchise. I want to extend my thanks to Vivek, who's not only a good friend, but a great business person, great associate, and for helping make this day possible. To you and your team at the Kings, at the River Cats, working with you guys has been a dream for our guys as well. I want to thank Mayor Guerrero, who and the whole West Sacramento community for being so welcoming to us. And I just want to say we're excited to be here for the next 3 years, playing in this beautiful ballpark, but also being able to watch some of the greatest players in baseball, whether they be athletics players or Aaron Judge and others, launch home runs out of this very intimate, the most intimate ballpark in all of Major League Baseball for the next 3 years. And we're looking forward to this being our home until we move on to our stadium in Las Vegas in 2028. So thank you everybody for all your hospitality, for being so welcoming. And now I'd like to pass this on to Barry Bird.
Thank you, John. Well, in our organization, we use these terms, money, power, deals, because we put our heads down and we really work hard to do big things for our community. So, I want to thank Vivek. I told Vivek he kind of saved us twice. He kept the Kings here. And, the narrative of California and our communities are getting a little roughed up. And the narrative in our region, our community, is we're on the rise. I want to thank John Reinhardt for his help. I also want to thank my boss, Bettina Calcatronis, the chairman of the board of the Greater Sacramento Economic Council, the highest ranking female executive in the NBA. When you put women in charge, like stuff just starts working, I don't know. I just need a few more years, so just hang on to that for a while. But what I love best about this is, in order to change our own community's future, we've had to change how we think and see ourselves. And we've struggled to see ourselves reaching our full potential. And I really think this is, there's a saying when you're working together in a community and you want it to be its most inspired state. How do you get your community on the map? We're on the map today. We're on the map. Thank you, John. Thank you, Sandy, for taking 1,200 phone calls and always being nice. I want to thank Angelique Ashby, our state senator. Stand up, Angelique. Up, right there. We need a counterpuncher in the state capitol. We got one. And we got a state senator that stands up for us. No more elected officials worrying about what they're doing next and what their future looks like. We need elected officials to worry about our future as a community. You can always count on Senator Ashby to be one, so thank you. So we know the impact, right? We have an entire multi-month built-in media marketing campaign called the A's. I think this is going to be the most fun stadium to watch a game in Major League Baseball. And one of the other things that's really important is, we're so thrilled today, but we're not satisfied, because in 2028, there'll be more teams to compete for, and we want to be a permanent Major League Baseball franchise. And as long as the A's get the support they deserve, we might have a guy on the inside over there putting in a good word for the Sacramento community. So I'm super grateful. It's an exciting day. I want to thank my team that's in the back, a bunch of young Tigers that fight every day for us. And it's my pleasure to introduce the mayor of West Sacramento, Mayor Guerrero. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Barry. And thank you, everybody, for being here today to join us in this historic celebration of Major League Baseball here in Sutter Health Park. Thank you, Vivek and John, for making this happen, for your leadership. West Sacramento loves you. loves your Major League Baseball here. We're going to make this beautiful, intimate place a welcoming, embracing environment for you. We are so excited for this historic day because it's been a dream of West Sacramento to have a Major League team here. And when Vivek came here to get the River Cats, I felt that power, that passion. I saw that this man is going to make things happen and bring West Sacramento on the map. Thank you so much. Thank you. And John, hard work running a team. I've seen it happen. And you know what? We're so excited to have you here and making this a reality for us. We embrace you. All of West Sacramento is going to thrive because of your presence. And so thank you for also the leadership. Grateful for all you've done and making this happen. We know it's a team effort here, and also our city council members are here, and Yolo County supervisors are out there. Wave your hands. Thank you so much for being here and joining us in the celebration. This is going to bring an economic prosperity here for all of our restaurants, Franquettes, the barn, down the street down to Midway Grill, and also Sal's, and other restaurants that are up and down the beautiful riverfront. It's going to be a place where you can stay, eat, ride your bike here, and just come in every which way you can. We have everything in place. We've been waiting for this moment. We've been building the riverfront for this moment, and we are ready to make this happen and make it as successful as Barry said, more than the 3 years. So we are here with you, making it happen. So thank you so much, everyone. Excited to have you here joining us in this celebration. And let's play ball in the future here. Woo!
Thank you for joining us. This concludes our press conference. Thank you so much. Hey. Hi, you guys couldn't make it. I'm sorry, I told them I couldn't come, so I told them not to put me as the speaker on, so I wouldn't acknowledge.
But ultimately,
You're the middleman.
I know John Fisher and Vivek are boys, right? But at the same time, I'm pretty sure John Fisher wants to go to Vegas. So they have a weird.
Wow. They're showing all the media out there.
It's a zoo out there, by the way. There are a lot of people out there, and you can see the excitement on everybody's face.
I mean, you heard the claps too. I mean,
yeah, and we're trying to confirm. We're doing a lot of things in here. We're trying to confirm who the second or third person that spoke.
Right.
And he said something to the effect of, if this goes well, we can show the people up top what Sacramento can do.
Right.
And that's really the play here.
I think so. I mean, I still think that the overall hope, if you gave, my favorite bit, if you were to give Vivek Truth Serum, I think that the hope is actually that the sale goes through. I mean, we've before we even talked about the A's coming to Sacramento, we were chronicling the Vegas move, and that thing is not going smoothly. So I think everybody recognizes that. I mean, it's the same reason why, Sacramento wasn't the only city bidding to have the A's move there. They were considering moving to Salt Lake City, and arguably Salt Lake City was the better setup in terms of everything that it had around it. It's a lot closer to Vegas for when they move there and all that stuff. I think Vivek's truth serum plan is to have that Vegas thing fall through and have it make a lot of sense to just stay where you're at. And maybe it's not so bad, but definitely, I mean, at least even if that plan doesn't come to fruition, I definitely think that, yeah, Vivek sees this as just an opportunity to shine a huge spotlight on Sacramento and its ability to carry another major league franchise. It's going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's a lot of spin going on. I think there's, of course, a lot of people who are going to paint this with rose-colored glasses, but, there's a lot of logistics questions that come with this move as well. Like, besides the fact that it doesn't seem like the ballpark is necessarily fit right now to house major league attendance. Where are the players going to stay? Where's the staff? This is not a basketball team that has 12 players and, maybe the same amount of coaches. And, you're talking about maybe 30 to 50 people in a basketball, like a baseball team in itself is a ton of people. Then you bring all the managers, you bring all the equipment staff, all that stuff. Are they all staying in the Sawyer? Are they staying in the Embassy Suites downtown? I'm sure they figured all of this stuff out, but it's not a completely perfect situation. And I'm excited to see how all of that stuff pans out, because I do think a lot of this is going to be them figuring a lot of things out on the fly. And they have a year to get it done, but even then I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that are kind of shotgunned.
Yeah, obviously the deal falling through would be easier to handle. The deal falling through would be an easier path. The chances of that happening, we will know more in the coming years, honestly. And Mayor Guerrero, who spoke, and again, if you missed the Mayor Guerrero of West Sac, we will be replaying the whole thing at 12. We have Mayor Guerrero who's being interviewed by KCRA right now. Let's go ahead and throw to it.
Dreaming of a major league team and having the A's here play, we are going to embrace you, A's, and your fans are going to have a great time in this beautiful ballpark. It's going to be an intimate setting where you're going to see all the other teams come in here. So we're excited about that. We've been dreaming about this, and it's just a historic day for West Sacramento.
And quickly, one more question while we're live on air. I do want to ask you, what went into making this deal a reality for the city of West Sacramento and the greater Sacramento region?
It is the leadership of Vivek and John that they've made it happen, and that leadership is incredible. That friendship they have is just, as you heard, goes back a ways. And so that leadership in us as a partner saying we are here to support you to make it happen.
Okay, and how are you going to make it happen with a Major League Baseball team and of course the River Cats? We can't forget the home team here too.
Those are details that the team owners work on, and we'll do what we can to support that here, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it work.
Okay, and the infrastructure, we'll get the infrastructure all up to snuff to accommodate the influx.
That's right. We had our police and fire chief here because we all work together as a team to make this make this a reality and make it work for everybody. For all the fans, enjoy the riverfront, enjoy our beautiful Sutter Health Park, and also just come and take a look at the team close up front in such an intimate ballpark.
All right. Thank you. Martha Guerrero, Mayor of West Sacramento.
So a lot to get into there.
Yeah.
The one word that I think will be thrown around a ton, if you caught that, is intimate.
Intimate.
That's how they're saying it. It's a VIP
That's right.
type of swag out there. It is an intimate setting. That is the word that they will be using. We have some quotes that we want to break down when we return. And the bottom line is, if you're Mayor Guerrero, this is a great day for you. They got asked about the River Cats. She said, that's not really my problem.
Yep.
I am happy that they're here. Whatever happens after the next 3 years, we'll figure it out. But this is a great day, and we can count the amount of time she said, great day for West Sacramento. And it is. In a vacuum, it is. When we return, breaking everything down, if there's any more sound, any more live hits that come about, we will continue to throw to them. Don't go anywhere. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 4/6. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Join Alan Stiles, Chris Watkins, and the Sactown Sports Street Team on Monday, April 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub for some basketball madness and their mouth-watering full menu. 1310 Fulton Avenue. See you there.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Okay, we are back, Stiles and Watkins, and we are about to throw to Barry Broom of the Greater Sacramento Economic Council. He is the one who had some things to say about just the future of the A's.
A legacy play, but now, in modern competition, who we beat? We beat Salt Lake. Salt Lake's got a Major League Soccer team, and so, that's a community on the rise. So we've proven we've got more to offer a second Major League sports town than any town in America. And if I'm Major League Baseball or Major League Soccer, I'm putting a franchise here as soon as possible.
Sounds like lots more groundwork is being laid for the future of sports in Sacramento. Thank you for your time this morning. So that's a sense of what's happening here at Sutter Health Park. Still many more thoughts to be shared on all of this. We know Michelle Dapper is on top of it.
Caught the end of that, and we will continue to cut all that sound and have it ready for everybody to play. Going to open up the phone lines as we continue to go back and forth with some of this sound. And again, we will be replaying all of this at 12 o'clock if you missed it. 916-339-1140. How are you feeling about the move? How are you feeling if you're an A's fan that lives in Sacramento? If you are not an A's fan, but you might become a baseball fan, do you feel the word that's been thrown around is, do you feel dirty? Do you feel like Sacramento is being used? Or do you feel like you're just going to enjoy some baseball for a couple years and whatever happens, happens? We know, as much as Barry Broom has mentioned, and he spoke during the actual press conference and then got interviewed multiple times, his whole shtick is, whether it's Major League Baseball or MLS, this is a trial period for us in Sacramento to prove that we can have a team and that we can be a great location for a team. So that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
We talked before the break about whether the A's falls through or not. You can't say that, right? So you're going to say the right things, and that's exactly what Barry's been doing.
Yeah, man, it's a really tough situation to try and figure out just, where the ethics lie on all of this, man. I'm still really torn just because, of course, like, again, it is really, I would just say it's regardless of how you feel about how this thing's going to ultimately pan out in the long run, it's hard for me to not just fully lean into the fact that this is good for Sacramento, even if it only is for the short term. I don't know how much longer or how long the economic boom is going to be from this 3 years of them being here, but I do know that this is the only chance that Sacramento would have gotten, and it sucks that it does come in a pretty hypocritical way because of the fact that the Kings were saved from moving, and now this is a situation where, in a way, Sacramento is kind of doing or aiding what almost happened here. But at the end of the day, I mean, the city is looking out for itself. And, I know people from Oakland don't want to hear this, and Oakland A's fans even don't want to hear this because the A's home is in Oakland. But I still have to believe that this is the next best outcome. If it wasn't going to be in Oakland, which, like you said, you stated the question earlier, like, was this going to be John Fisher's plan anyways? He was never going to make a deal with Oakland. It was either always going to be Salt Lake or Sacramento, or maybe whatever. They play in the Vegas little league, minor league park.
Careful.
Any of that.
Yeah.
If that was always going to be the case, it feels like them only moving an hour and a half away is the next best result. I have to believe that.
Yeah, the bottom line is that it is good for Sacramento. Yeah. I mean, there's no denying that. Whether it feels dirty or whatever the case may be, again, in a vacuum, this is this is a historic day for Sacramento. This is a great day, even if they leave.
Yeah,
even if they leave.
100%.
Chris, I have up the map right now.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at all these cities, not just in Sacramento. You look at places. I'm going to pick random cities, Chris. Cottonwood and Anderson and Oroville, all these places. Did they ever think they'd be driving distance away from Major League Baseball? Even if it's only for 3 years.
Right.
Even if it's only for 3 years. A lot of these places just pick random teams because they never thought you can keep on going an hour away, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know how that affects weekday games, but weekend games, they are going to make a time out of this. There are baseball fans everywhere, right? Yes. And whatever fence you fall on, there are going to be some A's fans that say, hey, I don't want to be part of that. There are going to be some Sacramento residents that say, I don't want to be a part of that. Right. But you're looking at different cities all across Northern California that never in their wildest dreams they thought they'd be driving distance to Major League Baseball at any level, because I know somebody's going to say, well, the A's stink or whatever it is. Well, I'm just saying nobody ever thought that they'd have this. So you have to take an opportunity like this. I'm not saying you should feel great about it, but the bottom line is I just don't know that John Fisher was going to play ball. Maybe he would have been forced to it. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side of things, if you're an A's fan and you still have John Fisher and you do stay in Oakland for the next 3 years and he doesn't want to be there, are you just still doing reverse boycotts?
Right.
Like, I'm not being sarcastic or facetious.
Right.
I truly don't know. And I know that nobody knows because it's just a rough situation. The phone lines are lighting up.
Matt George of ABC 10 is reporting that John Fisher also left without answering any questions.
That is not surprising.
No, it's not at all.
That is not surprising. He got in and he got out. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, 916-339-1140. Let's get out to Amid Rock, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Amid? What you got for us?
Hey, guys. Great show. Just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
I'm a Red Sox fan, and I love watching baseball. I mean, I would go pay big-time dollars to go watch the Red Sox play the A's. The fact that the Red Sox and the A's are going to be playing in my backyard, man, I can go ride my bike. It's going to be great. I think it's a great thing for Sacramento, just the city in general. It's bad for Oakland A's fans that live out there, but I live in Sac. I'm selfish. So for me, it's great. And I think, like you said, around the surrounding areas, they may be A's fans, and they're going to pick up a whole new level of fandom out in this area that don't have to travel as far, because driving to Oakland wasn't easy. I mean, if you had to sit on that 880 and wait to get on that expressway to just get in the ballpark, it was a madhouse. So just wanted to say that I'm kind of happy. Actually, I am happy that Sacramento is getting another major league team, and that sucks for the A's fans. But that's all I had to say. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for the call, Amid Rock. The bottom line is, in sports and in life, a lot of times we don't want to believe that two things can be true. But you can be happy for the city of Sacramento and also feel bad for the city of Oakland. Sorry, Nate, it's all up in my ear because apparently we have someone that was associated with the reverse boycott. Stu is on the line. What's up, Stu? What you got for us?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
So my name is Stu. I'm live in Vacaville, and the reverse boycott was actually my idea.
Oh, wow.
It was a funny story. I had this idea, and I posted on Twitter, and it became this viral tweet. A tweet from a 60-year-old technology challenge guy became this viral thing that was shared like 59,000 times. It was kind of ridiculous. So it was my idea. I'm a longtime A's fan. Perspective, my first season ticket package was in 1987. Okay. Again, I'm in Vacaville, so it's about an hour to the Coliseum, and it's about 35 minutes to West Sac. So on the surface, you would think I would probably be happy with this. The A's belong in Oakland. John Fisher is the worst owner in sports. These things I think we can kind of agree on, and I get it. Something cool in Sacramento for a few years. But I would be very careful about being too happy and celebrating because, gosh, I sure do know a lot of Kings fans that were literally in tears over the team possibly moving to Seattle or Anaheim. And now just, 10 years later, celebrating that very thing happening to another community and the A's coming to Sacramento. It just is very tawdry, and it seems very hypocritical to me. I would be very leery of this partnership between the A's owner and the Kings owner, because don't think it can't happen anywhere.
Right.
This is a business. The owners do not care about the fans. They want you to think they do because that's great PR, but that just equals more money being put in their pockets.
Thanks for the call, Stu. Yeah, look, when the shoe is on the other foot, it can be tough.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything Stu has to say. And the bottom line is, I guess the issue is, how are you supposed to feel? Right.
No, and I mean,
they're coming either way.
I honestly think, like, hearing that too, I think Sacramento's been about as respectful as possible. Like, I mean, whatever the big business people are going to do what big business people do. But the actual conversation that I've had with a lot of people in Sacramento, I mean, besides Sacramento A's fans who have been and I don't mean the team, I mean fans of the A's who live in Sacramento, they have been very, very adamant that they believe that the A's should stay in Oakland. They don't care that that it's closer for them at all. They're saying it needs to be in Oakland. I think this city has, if anything, like, they're very, very aware of all the emotions that go into this. And I feel like there hasn't been a big victory parade. I don't think
it's a tough situation.
I think all the higher ups are all happy. You hear clapping in the press conference and all that. But I think if you actually gauge the people of Sacramento, I think it's very conflicted, and there's definitely a level of respect for what's going on.
It's a tough situation, and the bottom line is, once it is on your side, you're going to feel happy about it, right? I mean, I guess the thing is now, if there's going to be a beef between Oakland A's fans or fans of the A's in Oakland and now Sacramento, my question is, what would you then ask of Sacramentans that had nothing to do with this, and now all of a sudden the A's are here? Are you asking them to boycott? I mean, the bottom line is John Fisher, as of right now, isn't selling. Maybe down the line he is. But these people that have this amount of power that you think you're affecting them, but it doesn't feel like you are. So I agree with you in that I don't think that Sacramento so far has been, oh, whatever. There are people that have some stupid things to say, but that's just not from Sacramento. That's all over people that don't understand the Oakland A's situation. So that's not just Sacramento. The bottom line is, once the deal is done and the ink is on the paper and you live in Sacramento, I think it's okay to be happy, but not say, hey man, I didn't move. I'm not John Fisher. Right. I didn't move the team, but I do have a daughter or I do have a son, and I did grow up loving baseball. Right. So am I not supposed to go? So I guess the question is, what is the level of happy that you're allowed to have without being disrespectful? Because nobody's trying to be disrespectful. No. But it is a merry-go-round. This happens all the time. This is sports. It doesn't make it any better. It's like when you have a grandparent or somebody that's sick and it's finally their time to go. Doesn't make it any easier. Right. But we all saw this coming to some degree. When we get back, continuing the conversation, shout out to the Sack Chat going crazy. Shout out to the text line as well, 916-339-1140. Paul, we see you. Steven, we see you. Tyler, we see you. Right after the break, we're getting all three of you. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Nothing beats driving cross-country in our RV.
This is so much fun, Dad. I don't even need to look at my phone.
It's not the destination. It's the journey. Jinx!
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive, and you could use the savings to make sure that RV is always ready to hit the road. Who knows, your teenager might actually put down her phone for 5 minutes. It could happen. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online.
Hewitt!
Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fitty and Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day?
Right now, Revive Men Cell Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The A's and or the Athletics, that's what they will be called. They're not going to be called the Oakland A's. They're not going to be called the Sacramento A's, much to Carmichael Dave's chagrin. And I guess when it's all said and done, assuming all of this works the way that John Fisher wants it to, they will be the Las Vegas A's. So they're just waiting for that.
Can they just be like right now they can be the Sacramento A's of Las Vegas? With like a question mark at the end?
And we're about to get to these calls, but I am interested if it bothers anybody to the point of being used, right, as far as there being no Sacramento A's. And it doesn't have to be official. And maybe they'll make some unofficial Sacramento A's apparel. I mean, it's the least they can do. Maybe not stuff that the players wear, but maybe things that of course. I mean
Nike's making
money,
like 7 jerseys.
If you want money, because if you refuse to make anything Sacramento, doesn't that kind of feel like the mistress deal? Doesn't that feel like I can't take you out to dinner, but let's go to the hotel and we can DoorDash something? We can't be seen out in public. This is kind of dirty.
Yeah.
You got to make some Sacramento stuff.
That's exactly what it is, though. So, like, they can do whatever they want.
That's
right?
true.
They can just play games.
Does it make you feel any differently if they don't make any Sacramento A's gear?
I mean, that's super whack.
It would be crazy to me if they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It would be crazy.
I mean,
Here
insane.
on the text line from the 530-916-339-1140, if you want to be a part of the conversation on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline, don't feel dirty at all. We aren't the city taking the team out of Oakland. Vegas is. We can feel sad for Oakland and excited for Sacramento at the same time. That is from Cliff, and we love it when you put your name on the text. Yeah, I get that, right? Again, you're not part of any of these dealings. You're not part of any of these business decisions. You just live in Sacramento. Are you supposed to not be happy? But you can still feel bad for the city of Oakland, just like people felt bad for St. Louis, and just like people felt bad for Oakland when the Raiders left. I mean, this is what it is. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy things. And we know the thing that we continue to see, and I see it on the text line, there's a difference between what happened with the Kings and what happened with the A's. You ask 10 different people, you'll get 10 different answers. 916-339-1140. Let's get back to the phone lines. Paul has been hanging on. What's up, Paul? What you got for us?
Hey, guys. I'm from Baltimore. And when I was growing up, I'm 42.
Mm-hmm.
The whole story that you guys, I'm sure you're aware, is when that great Colts owner stole the team and moved it to Indianapolis.
That's right.
And then the entire time when he moved the team, he went to Jacksonville and he had a big press conference and he had a big rally and he went to all these other cities that didn't have teams at the time. And they, basically negotiated this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was scummy that way. And that's the same thing that John Fisher did. Okay. And, I think it is in the best interest of the community. I'm fully aware that in the mid 80s, in the mid 90s, you guys tried to get the Raiders and the A's, and they were going to build a stadium. So I'm fully aware of the legacy of that. But it is completely makes you guys look like a bunch of suckers as a community, and you guys look like scabs. Not you guys, but the people that run your city. They look like scabs, especially the owner of the Kings. He looks like a scab. He looks like he's in the smokers club. That's what I consider all of these. Like Major League Baseball has some smokers club, the NBA, the NHL, of course the NFL. They all have private smokers club, and that's what we saw today. They got up there. They had a private conversation between each other. They gave each other all high fives, and then they didn't want to answer any questions because they have nothing. They can't answer any questions because they know they just took a team that 100%. If you just let someone buy the team, they'll fill the stadium. I mean,
yeah.
Let's be serious. And you guys are sitting here saying that you guys want to wear a jersey with. I have no disrespect if you want to wear a jersey with your city name on it, but that's
okay.
Like,
but Paul, but Paul, if you were in Baltimore, Paul, if you were in Baltimore and you lost a team and somebody was visiting a team and you never got to experience it, and you love baseball, whatever sport it is, you just wouldn't go. You just wouldn't go.
I would not go.
Okay, you can say that. I don't know. Thanks, Paul. All right, 916-339-1140. Let's get to Tyler, who's been waiting on the line. What's up, Tyler? What you got for us?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Hey, just want to let you know I'm a born and raised in Sacramento County, live in Roseville right now, never lived anywhere else, and I'm a diehard Oakland A's fan, and I definitely believe that the A's belong in Oakland, and I'm not excited about them going to play at Rayleigh Field, which is just 20 minutes from my house. I'd much rather drive an hour and a half to go see them at the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I would question anybody that's a Sacramento resident. If they are excited about this and they call themselves an A's fan, I would honestly question their loyalty to the team. I think that the A's belong in Oakland. I understand why city leadership would pursue them, but bottom line, I'm an Oakland A's fan, Sacramento resident, and A's still belong in Oakland, and I will never go see them play at Rayleigh Field.
No, and I get that.
Yeah, I respect that.
I get that. And I want to keep it going here and keep the conversation going. I mean, my question is ultimately, what about people that I guess weren't initially A's fans, or how do you feel about people that are just happy that they lived in Sacramento or they lived in surrounding areas and they had no clue that they would ever get to see Major League Baseball? You have a connection to the A's. What if you don't? Or what if you are an A's fan? I guess my point is, as an A's fan, and now that they're leaving, are you just going to no longer have a team?
I don't know that answer yet. It just depends on how it feels when they play that first game in Las Vegas. But to your first point, I don't hold any animosity to the casual Sacramento resident that probably doesn't just wants to go out for an experience. I think that they're probably going to draw really well. I mean, the River Cats draw really well. I imagine the A's in Rayleigh Field will draw even better. So I don't have any animosity, but I don't want to be associated with the A's of Sacramento. I'm true blue Oakland A's fan.
Yeah, I hear you on that, Tyler, and it's tough, right? There's really no right answer and stuff like that. Tyler, to have that conversation and for him to have a take, I'm cool with. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to some person from Baltimore that has no connection to the A's just say you shouldn't do this. You have no connection to the A's.
Feel ashamed.
You have no connection to Sacramento. That's just a waste of our time on a day like today when we're trying to talk with people that actually have stake in the game. Let's go to Garrett, who's been waiting on the line. What's up, Garrett? What you got for us?
Hey, how's it, guys? First, I just want to say, Paul from Baltimore, man, who hurt you?
Yeah.
And if you need a hug, brother, come on down to Sacramento. We'll get you a hug while we're watching an A's game.
Oh, man. Too soon, Garrett. Too soon.
Secondly, Tyler had really great points, but the only thing I got to say is, man, I am a diehard A's and Raider fan.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those teams are leaving Oakland, but it's not. I don't know, man. To me, the city is cool, right? The tag the city name to it's the team. I am a Raider fan. I am an A's fan. Raiders moved to Las Vegas. They're still my team. A's are moving to Sacramento and then Las Vegas. They're still my team. I will still follow that team. I'm so excited to have the chance to take my daughter to an A's game that's going to be like 20 minutes away. I live in Woodland.
Sure.
It's like 25 minutes away from me now.
Yeah.
Instead of having to drive all the way to Oakland or drive to Fremont to take BART, whichever one you want to do. But, I mean, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I think it's a good move. To all the people that are going to say, oh, how could you stand by this? Do you have kids? If you do have kids, imagine seeing their faces when you can take them to a game 25 minutes away and see professional players do their best. Now, the other thing about it is, as long as Mark Kotze and Scott Emerson, aka Carmichael Dave's clone, as long as they're not a part of it and they don't come with it, man, that will be an even bigger package deal. But I understand if they have to. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited.
No, thanks for the call, Garrett. And we talked about the breakdowns of how many people, which types of fans will be filling up that 14,000 attendance. Yeah. You have people that aren't really connected to baseball at all, and they just want to be a part of it. You have people that are A's fans, and they just feel like how Garrett feels. And you have people that are going to see the Red Sox and the Yankees, whoever, the Orioles, whoever your team is. And there are going to be people like this. Yeah. And that's what Vivek was banking on.
Yes.
This is exactly what Vivek wanted, even if they leave. When we return, more of your calls. Tim, we see you. AC, we see you. Steven, we see you. Jacob, we see you. Jess, we see you. We're getting to everybody, and the text line on fire. I got to read some of these during the break. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader. The Sacramento Kings start their final road trip of the season in New York.
Will it be Fox all the way? He drives left. Great pass inside to Alex Lynn, and Lynn gets the flush with 2.5 seconds to go. 21-point lead for Sacramento.
It's the Kings and the Knicks from the Garden. Get all the play-by-play action starting at 4:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
I'm Ken Korak with our first Green and Gold report for 2024, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the network made for streaming. Well, for the A's to turn around their fortunes this year, they'll have to play better defense than they've shown early in the season. Now, bright spots on the mound. Paul Blackburn went 7 in the last game of the Cleveland series, 3 hits and no runs. And then Kyle Muller in the first game against the Red Sox comes out of the bullpen, 5 1/3, 1 hit, and 6 strikeouts.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
And paid for by America First Tax Group. Attention,
If you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you. But you must call 800-257-0663 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-257-0663. That's 800-257-0663. Again, 800-257-0663.
Right now, Maida Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on new 2024 half-ton Silverado LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drives after rebates. A Maida Chevy exclusive.
See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/24.
See all the savings at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. This is Sactown Sports.
The A's and or the Athletics, there will be no city associated with it for the next 3 years, as the A's will be playing in Sacramento, but they will just be, it's like the artist formerly known as Prince, the Oakland A's formerly known as the A's. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. I promised I would read some of these texts during the break, and that's exactly what I did from the 408. I'm going to go, but I don't care about the A's. I want to see the teams they're playing in professional baseball at a high level. Maybe the A's will get to professional baseball at a high level. They got some guys. I love a JD Davis, and I love JD Davis.
Love JD
he had
Davis.
2 home runs a couple games ago. Now I think it's more of a tryout for him too, because I think it's a 1-year deal. So I don't know if JD Davis will be making the trip to Sacramento, but they got some guys, Zach Geloff. They got some guys out there, right? They just got to figure things out and bring up Esteury Ruiz. Now you can start to care about the A's if you didn't care about them before. From the 209, Chris, I have kids, and as much as it kills me, I will hide them from the A's and pro sports as long as Fisher and Manfred are around. Love the game, hate those clowns.
Wow. I mean, and that's the one thing I was surprised to hear. I can't remember who the caller was that said he wanted to bring his kids. He didn't once mention John Fisher, and I think that's the thing that's preventing a lot of A's fans from going. I think if John Fisher wasn't a part of this situation here in Sacramento, I do think that there's a lot more A's fans who would be willing to cross that picket line, if you will. I think a lot of people still have an issue fundamentally with giving John Fisher their money, and I definitely understand that. But I don't think he's going anywhere, and it's that's what makes it such a tough situation. Especially for the people in Sacramento, it's such a weird situation to be in, to have to pick between, well, I care about the growth of this city, but also I have morals that I just have to live by. And if I break those morals, well, then I don't really know what I stand for.
This is from Jay Gomez on the Sac Chat. Might be the only time we have Major League Baseball in Sacramento. Let's make the best
Probably
of it.
Will be.
My question is to Oakland A's fans that don't want to be associated with the team anymore, or feel like it's just not what they want to do. What if, to that point, and to the texter's point of as long as John Fisher is around, what if it gets sold, majority gets sold to Vivek?
Right.
Now, Vivek helped to remove the A's from Oakland, but now he's majority owner and John Fisher goes to the wayside.
Sure.
Would that make you feel any better? I mean, you're dirtying money to clean it later.
Right.
He's not the owner anymore.
Right.
But you have a guy. Is Vivek as tainted as John Fisher because of this move in the eyes of A's fans?
I think so in their eyes.
In their eyes, I would say so.
I would say so.
But maybe maybe if you do it the right way, I don't know. Maybe somebody on the call line knows. 916-339-1140. Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And let's get out to Steven, who's been waiting a good long while. What's up, Steven? What you got for us?
Hey, good morning, boys. I'm going to try and make this quick because I know today's a big day. So I'm very uneducated when it comes to, like, the Giants in San Jose and the whole market share kind of a situation. Is there any way that you guys can give me some sort of insight on that? Because I've been hearing stories about how the Giants blocked the A's from going to San Jose because the Giants are claiming San Jose. I don't understand how they can claim I don't quite get that. Is there any way that you can give me some explanation on that? Also, the A's are in Sacramento. They're not going back to Oakland anymore. So, I mean, that's the end of that. Let's all be excited for the fact that we got another Major League sports team here in Sacramento. I feel bad for Oakland A's fans, man, but I'm sorry. You're not going back to Oakland. It's dead in the water, boys. It's very unfortunate. I would have felt the same way with the Kings, but my question to you is just the market share and how that works.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Steven. I mean, I think it's as simple. I don't know if it's by zip code or whatever it is, but I think it's just as simple as that. The the Giants, based on where the Giants are located, and I know this because I spent some time in the peninsula. I mean, they're hardcore out there. And when you think of the Bay Area, a lot of times you think of San Francisco and Oakland and everything like that. But the way that everything was broken up, it was Oakland and then the East Bay, and then you have San Francisco, and it goes into the peninsula, into the San Carloses, into the San Jose's. So I believe it was really just that simple. It was the Giants saying, that's my turf.
That's literally
not to go
our
Bloods and
territory,
Crips,
is what they say,
but that's my turf. AC has been hanging on for a while. Let's get to AC, who wants to be a part of the conversation. Jacob, we see you. Jess, we see you. Tim, we see you as well. What you got for us, AC?
Alan, good morning. Sir Watkins, good morning to you.
Good morning,
AC.
So I want you guys to ask you a little levity here. I grew up in Oakland. I've been an Oakland fan for a long, long time, and we have to compartmentalize this. As Sacramentans, we got to love the fact that MLB will be in our backyard. I actually called this a long time ago and said, we got the solution right here, and I'm going to call it River Cat Park. We should have hosted this idea a long time ago, but I think that the Oakland A's have the worst owner in all of sports. We all know that. And a true Oakland A's fan hates this whole idea because they're basically signing the divorce papers today, right? They're no longer going to be in Oakland. And John Fisher is a despicable human being. I'm sure we all know that. And it's really sad. He's going to make a ton of money, and he's going to be using us to bolster his pocketbook. What's interesting is, how funny would it be if the River Cats actually outdrew the A's? I'm not saying that would happen, but because there's so much, how do we say it, rancor towards the A's organization, there are going to be people that stay away. I'm personally going to go to the game. I think you guys both agree. It would be really crazy to not go to a major league game in your own city. Anyway, thanks for taking my call.
No, thanks for the call, Alan. And to that point, well, first of all, they got to figure out.
Still don't have an answer on that, right?
Well, you got to figure out where the River Cats are even going to play.
Exactly.
And I'm just pulling up the quotes from Mayor Guerrero, and Mayor Guerrero said when she was asked about it so everybody is saying that they didn't stay for questions, and John Fisher didn't, but some people did, right?
Lingered around.
They lingered around, and they got asked questions by the news. Barry Broom did, Greater Sacramento Economic Council, and also Mayor Guerrero of West Sacramento. She did say, she got asked, and she said, those are details that the owners will work on.
She said, that's above me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then she, ... She said some stuff in between, and then we're going to make it happen. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm looking at other fields around the area.
Maybe Stockton Ports.
Maybe
I think,
it's just everyone's just getting bumped out, right? Because the River Cats, and you got to think where the Giants fit into this as well.
That's what I was wondering too.
You got Luis Matos. I mean, you got some real players down there.
Yeah.
Marco Luciano. They're going to play somewhere.
Yeah.
They're going to play somewhere, but no matter where it is, it's not as, I don't believe they'll be sharing just based on schedule.
Yeah, that'd be.
I mean, the A's are just addicted to sharing stadiums, but I don't know if that makes complete sense. Let's get to Jacob, who's been waiting for a good long while. What's up, Jacob? What you got for us?
Morning, guys. First time caller. I just want to say I've been a diehard A's fan for all my life, and I think there's a silver lining to this move that a lot of A's fans aren't talking about, and it's the fact that it was either Salt Lake City or Oakland Salt Lake City or Sacramento if Oakland didn't work out. And now we have the A's in Sacramento. And I think this is a really big deal for the city of Sacramento for two reasons. Because one, everybody knows the A's weren't going to stay in Oakland because John Fisher doesn't like Oakland, whatever his reasons may be. But the A's deal with Vegas falls through, then we get to keep the A's in Northern California. And it's a very big possibility still with the A's owner. Nothing is 100% set in stone yet, even with the stadium. And number two, even if they do move to Vegas, we are in the front line of an expansion team here for the MLB in Sacramento. If we can show the MLB for the next 3 years, yes, we can host a stadium, we can take care of a team, and we can support a team. Nobody likes John Fisher. That's a given. But we should do our best as citizens here in Sacramento. We should do our best to support this team and show the MLB, look, if anything happens with Vegas, we will support the A's. Let's keep the A's in Northern California. And if they do move, we can support an expansion team and maybe try to keep the rights to the A's.
Thanks for the call, Jacob. Yeah, it's a good point because if you, and again, for A's fans that are, hey, we're done with this, we understand that. Of course, we understand it. But if the Sacramento residents are in a tough spot because
really
you do want the city to look good. You don't want to go and it's empty, and then Major League Baseball says, well, why would we go back there? You guys didn't support the one opportunity you had. So it's a really, really complex situation. And at the same time, everybody that has had different opinions on this, you cannot deny that this is an opportunity for Sacramento.
Yeah, huge opportunity.
And you would be kicking yourself. Now, from what we've heard, and I have some sources on this, we know Nashville is at the forefront for an expansion team.
Right.
So I don't know that Sacramento would leapfrog Nashville. And maybe it comes down to both of them. All I know is with 14,000, I believe I saw the smallest stadium, and we can double check during the break, Chris. I believe it's 25,000, but don't quote me on that. We'll confirm. So if you got 10,000 less as far as seats, you have to pack that thing even on weekday day games on a Tuesday against who's not good right now. The Mariners are pretty good against a bad team. Right, against the Tigers are undefeated right now. The Royals. You got to pack that thing. A's Royals on a Tuesday at 12. It's got to be at capacity basically every single night. A couple days ago, I saw Front Office Sports posted that the River Cats brought in over 4,000. They were both in the 4,000s, River Cats and A's, but the River Cats also actually brought in more in attendance than the A's.
The lowest capacity stadium is Progressive Field in Cleveland. 34,000, just under 34, just under 35.
35. So that's 20,000 less. Yeah. If you want any chance of Major League Baseball in that intimate setting, as Manny Guerrero,
that's what they're going to keep selling it as, the most intimate setting in baseball.
Yes, you have to pack that thing out. Tim, Mickey, Jess, we got you when we return. Quick one, don't worry, we'll take care of you. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. keep out of reach of children.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Nothing beats driving cross-country in our RV.
This is so much fun, Dad. I don't even need to look at my phone.
It's not the destination, it's the journey. Jinx!
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive and you could use the savings to make sure that RV is always ready to hit the road. Who knows, your teenager might actually put down her phone for 5 minutes. It could happen. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Join Alan Stiles, Chris Watkins, and the Sactown Sports Street Team on Monday, April 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub for some basketball madness and their mouth-watering full menu. 1310 Fulton Avenue. See you there.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
In a second, we'll be joined by our digital lead, Joe Jaros, who was on the scene. So we will get a vibe check as to how everything went from Joe. But as promised, let's get through these calls. And I believe Jess was next in line, 916-339-1140, if you want to be a part of the conversation, taking your calls all day long up until 2 p.m. when the drive guys will take you up until the game time of Kings Knicks. Still got Kings talk for you. Don't worry, all guests and callers join us from the Full Stomach Honda hotline. Full Stomach Honda, your one stop Honda shop. Let's get to Jess, who wants to be part of the conversation. What's up, Jess, on Stiles and Watkins? What you got for us?
First time caller, but it's kind of a two-prong here, and I guess as a fan, it's going to be great to see the opposition come into Sacramento. Everybody's not satisfied with Fisher and the product he's put on the field, but as a fan of baseball and a fan of any sport, half the time you're coming for the other team. That's just kind of how it is these days. And second of all, everybody's kind of dismissing the fact that look back and ask themselves, all these disgruntled Oakland fans and A's fans, why did they leave Oakland? The Raiders left Oakland, the A's are leaving Oakland, and the Warriors jumped the Bay and went over to San Francisco. So before everybody starts, cutting the throat at Sacramento for, taking this on, you got to look back at the city of Oakland and question, what are they doing over there to let every, sports team in MLB, NFL, and NBA take off? I mean, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself that before you start coming after Las Vegas, Sacramento, and, San Francisco when the Warriors jumped in the Bay. That's my take.
Thanks for the call, Jess. Yeah, just real quick, and for those of you, first-time callers, and if you're on the Sac Chat or whatever the case may be, I mean, I'm from the Bay Area, so I have a little bit of insight here from how I have understood it. The Warriors, there was always a thought that maybe they would go back. They were initially in San Francisco, which is a big deal. So the Warriors, I think that was a little bit different. They had KD and they had Steph Curry and then everybody, and that was always in the plan somewhere. I mean, Joe Lacob, he wants a dang amusement park for the Warriors. It's out of control. The Raiders thing, it felt like from Davis's point of view, the Raiders and the city of Oakland did not play ball as much. Some of the numbers that the ownership for the Raiders were trying to come up with, it was just not going to happen with the A's, and the A's didn't want the city to pay and things like that. So that's how that happened. That's why a lot of Raider fans, and the Raiders, they were in LA before. So Raider fans, and they're very strong. I believe ownership feels that it's Raider Nation and we can be Raider Nation anywhere, right? So it felt like Oakland maybe didn't play as much ball from how I understand it. The A's piece of this was the one where, look, they literally had a slogan called Rooted in Oakland until it was all good until it was no longer good. And when Fisher and the city of Oakland, they felt like they were getting somewhere. They had plans to build their own stadium near the water, and it just fell through. That's why it feels different to Oakland fans and why it's a little bit different to the Warriors and the Raiders. It felt like the A's played the most ball, and that was the one team that they were fully on board with keeping and doing whatever it took to cook to get it done. And then at the same time, John Fisher kept moving the goalpost. So again, I'm going to say this 10 times today. You ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers. I have friends that are still Raider fans, but are no longer A's fans. And there's a reason for that. Let's get to Tim, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Tim? What you got for us?
It's a tough day for A's fans. Great day for people like me from Sacramento. I think if I was an A's fan, which I am, but I'm just a casual A's fan, I'd be happy that they're still near Oakland. In fact, if they were to come to Sacramento, just call them the Oakland A's, just like the New York teams play in New Jersey.
Well, I
think we lost.
Keep them the Oakland A's and move them here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and thanks for the call, Tim. They've already announced that they are just dropping any city.
Yeah.
So the apparel, I guess, moving forward and how they will be referred to will just be the A's or
the Athletics.
The Athletics. So that's what they're doing. Not to say that that's right or wrong. Does it make you feel any dirtier that they're not claiming you, Sacramento? Right?
I don't love it.
I think that they will make.
They have to make something.
They will make apparel that just won't be worn during the games.
Yeah, definitely.
They have to do that.
Some green and gold thing that just says Sacramento across the chest. I'm sure it's got to come.
And Fisher likes money. They all like money.
Oh,
green means money. Yep. So I would guarantee, why not make that stuff to make sure that you can
They know someone else will.
If you know someone else will. And it might be Sactown Sports. Watch out. We might have some stuff for you. Let's get to Mickey, who's been waiting patiently. What's up, Mickey? What you got for us?
What's up, brother? How you guys doing today?
Man, living.
That's right. So, bro, it is a blessing for Sacramento today. So there's a few things I feel people are not touching on. I have tons of buddies, man, that are not A's fans, that are not Giants fans, that are stoked that they're going to be able to go see their Yankees play, their White Sox, their Red Sox, or whoever their team may be. And it's going to bring life downtown to Sacramento. And we're going to show the MLB, man, because, Sacramento shows up in these situations. And I promise you, we will show the MLB we could support a team like this. And I have a good feeling, man, that they're going to end up staying. So I appreciate y'all, bro, and I hope you have a blessed day.
Same to you. Thank you, Mickey. 20,000 less. That is the smallest stadium compared to Sutter Health Park. 35,000 to 14,000. Y'all got to pack that thing out if you want to convince them. Barry Broom, Greater Sacramento Economic Council, had a lot of things to say today. He spoke during the actual press conference, and then he spoke and he took questions. He said they will make it so that it will be a good tryout and a good look for the city of Sacramento moving forward. This is a tryout. This is what he is continuing to say. This is the spin on everything. Now, do we think in the heart of hearts that Vivek hopes that Vegas falls through? Maybe, but they cannot say that. They just cannot say that. Coming up next, we will be joined by somebody that was boots on the ground. Joe Jaros, our digital lead. That is when we return. If you have any questions for Joe, 916-339-1140 or the text line and the Sac Chat. We have questions for Joe. What was the vibe like? We know it was windy, but were people as excited as some of the callers here on Sactown Sports? Stiles Watkins. We'll be back.
The Sacramento Kings start their final road trip of the season in New York.
Will it be Fox all the way? He drives left. Great pass inside to Alex Lynn, and Lynn gets the flush with 2.5 seconds to go. 21-point lead for Sacramento.
It's the Kings and the Knicks from the Garden. Get all the play-by-play action starting at 4:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday is looking a bit unsettled with on again, off again periods of showers through the afternoon, chance of an isolated thunderstorm as well, and noticeably cooler with highs today in the low to mid 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If you're in the market for a new or used car right now, or if you just want to go see like what new technology's in the new cars nowadays, stop by and see my friends at Elk Grove Kia and the Elk Grove Auto Mall before you go anywhere else. As soon as you step onto the lot, you're going to feel like family. You're going to know why they have so many 5-star reviews at Elk Grove Kia and why they're the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer. Like, I love this 5-star review right here. Quote, I could not be happier. My husband surprised me with my new Telluride. I love it. The staff is friendly, kind, and conscious. Took their time to find the perfect car. Thank you guys for the hard work. Great job. I love my new Telly. There you go. That's just another satisfied customer at Elk Grove Kia. So in addition to all the 5-star reviews, the finance team at Elk Grove Kia has over 100 years combined experience. You know what that means? Financing for everyone. And we know going to the car dealership can be overwhelming, but come experience Elk Grove Kia. They go above and beyond to make sure this is an automotive adventure for you. Check out what's on special and what's on the lot today at elkgrovekia.com, or better yet, come see everything in person at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
I'm Ken Korak with our first Green and Gold report for 2024, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the network made for streaming. Well, for the A's to turn around their fortunes this year, they'll have to play better defense than they've shown early in the season. Now, bright spots on the mound. Paul Blackburn went 7 in the last game of the Cleveland series, 3 hits and no runs. And then Kyle Muller in the first game against the Red Sox comes out of the bullpen, 5 1/3, 1 hit, and 6 strikeouts.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
People are coming down my road a little bit, guys, on social media because I was at the River Cats Giants game. All I put, and this is where we're at right now, as we're joined by Joe Giros, our digital lead here at Sactown Sports. All I put was a look at Sutter Health Park during Giants versus River Cats a few weeks ago. New temporary home of the Oakland A's, and it's a video. And people are saying that, look at Sacramento already trying to make themselves feel better, and what the bleep are you trying to what are you trying to prove with this? All I'm showing is what the stadium looked like.
You're just asking questions, right?
Not even this time. I stopped doing that a long time ago. All I did was post a video for those who've never seen it before.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's I think you're fair. I think you're just showing, hey, like, it's not like they're just moving to the next open ballpark. Like, this is a place that can actually support these guys, right? Like, this is what it might look like.
This is just what it looks like. I think the problem is it actually looks good.
Yeah.
And I think that's making people upset.
I think so. I think that they're afraid
it was packed that day, and there are people out there that want to look bad, and I don't blame them that they wanted to look bad.
Yeah.
But don't come at me. I didn't sign any paper. You can check my bank account. I'm not an owner here. Joined by Joe Giros, our digital lead for Sactown Sports. So, Joe, you were there.
Yep. I was
Give
there.
us a lay of the land on how everything looked and sounded. I know they had some mic issues. How did everything go?
It was perfect for a writer because now I could paint the picture that it was windy, it was rainy, it was gloomy. The mic shot back once Vivek started talking, and not the best start for them. But it was crowded. They chose to stay outside. I'm guessing it was a lot of Kings and River Cats employees who packed the area. A couple of applause breaks when they mentioned names like Aaron Judge. That was the big thing. Fisher mentioned it. Vivek mentioned it. You know, we'll be able to see people like Aaron Judge play here. And play in the most intimate ballpark in MLB.
How many times did they say the word intimate?
I think it was just John who
because I know Mayor Guerrero said it too during one of the interviews, and that's their take on all this. The most intimate
that's how
ballpark.
They're gonna push it.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely was a big buzzword. And I'm curious too, like it we saw somebody said out there that John Fisher seemed to head out almost immediately, like in the post scrum, I guess. What did it seem like people were answering more questions, or?
Yeah, they kind of dived into a few topics. John just bolted out of there.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, probably. Vivek and A's president Dave Cavall spoke, and to your point earlier about the no cities, no affiliation. Dave said that there's going to try to be some kind of honoring of Sacramento with the uniforms when they're actually here.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of TBD on what that'll actually look like. I'm guessing it'll be Tower Bridge related.
That's,
something iconic to the area that makes it seem like, okay, it's up here. It's not down in Oakland.
What I'm wondering, and we're joined by Joe Giros, digital lead for Sactown Sports. I'm wondering, and this made certain Warrior fans feel a certain way, when the Warriors left, and it's too late now. They can't pay homage to Oakland yet. But I am wondering, because they would have the town on their jerseys, the Warriors would, and they were in San Francisco, and some people felt a certain way about that. Yeah, to that point, I wonder if they would ever, for a special edition jersey or whatever that they don't wear every day, if they would ever have the words, Joe. I want the words, not a bridge that people can say, oh, what is that? Maybe I'm okay with 916, but I want the words.
It's all TBD. It would be nice if there's Sacramento. If I had to guess, maybe Sac or California. Sac or California. No one ever mentioned any of those things, but if you're not trying to tie yourself down to any one area, I mean, that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
They did mention they're still going to try to honor Oakland this season while they're still around. I don't know what that means, but
that's not going to go well.
I'm curious. I think we only heard Mayor Guerrero, I believe, talk about it, but did you hear anything, or was there any sort of even close to definitive of where people think the River Cats might end up? Because she pretty much said, that's for the owners to decide. I don't really have much say in it.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything, even if it wasn't in an official capacity?
We didn't hear anything officially. They alluded to the two teams working together in Dave Caval's little scrum. He said the team has been working with the Giants. They know about everything.
Interesting.
So I think we'll probably just have to wait and see when the schedules come out, what the two sides are actually thinking of doing.
I mean, because that could just be an absolute mess obviously, just trying to figure out where they're going to play, but then, figuring out the scheduling and all that stuff, it's going to have to be done like now. Like yesterday. It feels like this thing, I assume that, like you said, Cavill said he's been having conversations with the Giants about all of this, but that was really my big wonder in this is how much of this is just these two sides having conversation, the two sides being Sacramento and Oakland, and when does the Giants start to get involved in this? I think I saw a picture somebody posted, they have a lot of A signage up there, but there was still some Giant stuff up there.
Oh, yeah, there was still some Giant stuff. I think the River Cats have games coming up, if not this weekend, then early next week. So they can't really change much right now.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to figure it out. I don't know when. There's still a lot of things to be decided. Outside of intimate, the other phrases used frequently were, a lot of conversations are still being happened.
Sure.
So, this is just step one. Where hopefully, by end of the month or early May, we figure out, where the River Cats are. They sharing the stadium? Are they playing anywhere else? Who knows? But it's step one in the process.
Right. And really, you get halfway through the season, you're already thinking about next season. So it feels like all this stuff is a long time away, but it really isn't. And if you've seen the A's play, they're not going to be playing in October. I don't think anybody has to worry about that. So they will have plenty of time. Joe, from the media scrum that you saw, and we saw all of our favorite friends from the media there, what is your take on how this will be pushed and how much it will be pushed? Because we saw so many people out there. It was obviously the number one story. I even put on social media, this is the biggest Sacramento sports story since ... and people filled it in with other stuff. Does it feel like the media is going to, and I guess kind of rightfully so, just push the mess out of this thing?
Oh yeah, they are. I saw all of the sports journalists out there, but I also saw all the friends that I had when I was in regular news out there. They're going to highlight the West Sacramento's growth, the Bridge District where the stadium is, the partnership, what this means for the community, for Old Sac, for downtown. They're gonna highlight this every single way that you could think of, and it's nice. I used to live in West Sac, and it's grown so much in the past 8-10 years that it's almost unrecognizable.
It's definitely the word.
Yeah, it's there's gonna be days worth of stories for this for sure.
And from Alan's question, can you give us some insight? I know you see the digital numbers on our side, at least. This is the biggest news that's came from Sacramento, at least from our front, since when? Probably I think I saw a couple people reply to Alan's tweet and say, since the Kings broke the playoff drought, which was last year. But before that, it feels like, maybe the arena being broken or something like that. Have you, just from our numbers perspective, does it feel like this is the biggest news, or at least of that caliber of news?
Sports wise, it's pretty comparable to last year and the Kings making the playoffs. Outside of that, I would say it's pretty similar to when we had the MLS kickoff event.
That's right.
That's how this feels right now.
A
lot of excitement, a lot of positivity, a lot of interaction with fans who might not be diehard baseball fans. Just kind of seeing something new and big come to the area.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And, if there's an Oakland A's fan out there that go ahead and hug them. It doesn't mean that you can't hug them and then go to the games next season. It is what it is. They're going to be here. What's funny is when we were looking for places, when we moved out here, one of the places we looked was right next to the River Cats Stadium. And we didn't get it because we have the little one, and they thought it was a good selling point for us before we told them that we had a baby, and she was like, "Oh yeah, and every Friday they're fireworks," and we're thinking
that sounds like no nap time.
Okay. As someone who had a baby when I lived in West Sac, blocks from the stadium, worst place to live with a child.
And now I'm thinking
every Friday night,
right?
Those fireworks would go off, and the baby would wake up.
Of course. And now I'm thinking if the A's come, it's going to be even worse. Yeah. It's going to be even worse. Well, Joe, you're the best, and thank you so much for joining us.
You.
Joe Jaros, digital lead for Sactown Sports, who is boots on the ground. Thank you, Joe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
When we return, continue the conversation. Charles, we see you waiting patiently, 916-339-1140 if you want to be a part of the conversation. We will also be replaying the press conference at noon, and at 12:15, you will hear from Mayor Darrell Steinberg. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Hey, Jess, want to come for a ride on my motorcycle? You know, we can talk about our feelings and explore our emotional compatibility.
I thought you'd never ask.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive, and you could use the savings to make sure the motorcycle is always ready for your dream girl. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is for the men who never settle. The ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. And the men who use PTO to catch afternoon basketball in March with the boys. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install the new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
This is Sactown Sports.
Chris, I just saw something on the Sac chat, and you know who is probably the happiest right now? The happiest business right now?
The happiest business. Probably Sutter for getting Sutter Health Park named.
All right.
I'll
Outside
say,
of it.
let me guess. Let me get in there. The restaurants near, like Broderick's.
Yeah, somebody said Drake's is
Drake's,
probably jumping for joy right now.
Yeah, I mean Drake's. If you're listening, you officially need a parking lot now.
Yeah.
It was tough before when you just had to park on that one strip and there was not much going on. But if you're gonna have River Cats games and people at Drake's just to be chilling, like we're gonna need to up that parking situation.
Here's an idea: they could do an investment and advertise with us. And then they'd be able to afford a new parking lot with all their new customers.
There you
go.
go.
If they want to, if Drake's,
if
you're listening, Scott Marsh.
Scott's out. He's out there right now.
Yeah, sure, I'm not.
Scott, just slide through.
I don't know if that math equals out.
Amid Rock was
spend money with us.
It's an investment.
That's right. Amid Rock was the one who shouted that out on the Sac chat. Let's get to Charles, who's been waiting on the line, 916-339-1140. If you want to be a part of the conversation, all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What's up, Charles? What you got for us?
Hi, I just want to say that I am very happy that the A's are coming to Sacramento. I want to say something about some of the callers that's saying that the Oakland A's belong in Oakland. Now, Oakland teams belong in cities that support them. And if they're not thriving in those cities, they're going to move them. The owners are going to move them. Now, I used to go to, my wife and I used to go to the A's games when they had great teams. When we had Vida Blue and Reggie Jackson and all those guys down there. And they couldn't draw more than 20,000 fans in that stadium. They had trouble getting 20,000 fans in that stadium. And they've never supported the A's like they should have supported the A's. That's the only reason they're moving now is because they haven't been supported. So I don't buy this that they belong where they belong. They belong where they can make money, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Charles. The only thing I would definitely agree with is that they belong where they're going to make money. And that's through the lens of owners. Yeah. They want to be the most successful. They want to make money. And I can't speak to Charles and the times he went when the stadium wasn't packed and could have had more more fans in there, but I know that the A's and the Oakland fans out there, they really do love their A's.
I mean,
so
they supported when they were good, but I mean,
I remember that
garbage
place
team
rocking
out there,
right? When they made the playoffs a couple years ago, when they hosted the one game playoff and things like that. I mean, that place was rocking. I mean, Moneyball. It was, I believe, it was rocking during Moneyball and things like that.
Movie.
Also, Mid-Rock, R.I.P. to Vida Blue. Real quick sidebar: when I was working at kind of a golf country club spot when I was in school, when I would come home from school, Vida Blue, he wasn't a member there, but he would go to a lot of the events. So I met him, super nice guy. Yeah. RIP to Vida Blue. And thanks for the call, Charles. 209. Yeah. Is reacting to Charles. Why would anybody want to support what John Fisher is doing? Stop blaming Oakland and the fans. I'll put it to you like this. Maybe not the biggest story, right? Remember I asked, this is the biggest story in Sacramento since blank. But the most polarizing story maybe ever, or since the Kings were possibly going to leave, because this is crazy. I mean, people are not going to change their minds on this stuff. The only people I think might change their minds are maybe Sacramento Oakland A's fans. Mm-hmm. Once the games actually start being played. Yeah. And that's not to call out any hypocrisy. No, that's just things change. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I got a question about the business side, the money side. Maybe we need someone with a business degree in here, but they're not going to make any money in Sacramento, right? They're going to be the A's, right? They're going to be hemorrhaging money here, correct? Like, I don't see how they make money off unless they have like Sacramento merch. They can only sell 14,000 seats, as we know. We saw that sellout. We were there for the Rivercats Giants game. Like, what? So this is just a short stop that isn't going to bring in any revenue for probably even the MLB, right? Like, what is this going to do?
Obviously, the numbers were comparable, because with what they're doing right now, they were struggling bad enough to go to this. But to your point, I get what you mean there. I'm trying to pull up exactly. I asked a question yesterday, and a lot of people were answering it. My only question is, if Sacramento never came into the picture, do we really think Fisher ever would have played ball, no pun intended, with Oakland, or just found another city? And Ben Ross, who does great work as well, he said it would have made his life a lot harder because he'd lose all of his TV money in another city. And that goes to the NBC Sports deal and being able to keep that deal because of the location of Sacramento. If he went to another state, he would have had to start from step one all over again. So there's definitely money involved. And if Sacramento never comes into the picture, would he have essentially said, fine, I'll just stay in Oakland because I don't want to lose the TV money? Then that would have been even worse. So that's why a lot of people are saying that Sacramento gave the life raft. But if you're Vivek is thinking, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. If I'm Vivek, why would I care about that? I'm bringing a Major League Baseball team to Sacramento. I'm doing something that has never been done.
I have a interesting question for you. Do you think this makes it more likely that people from Oakland would go to the game, or less likely? I truly don't know, because I think where I'm getting is, I don't know if those people were ever going to go to the games regardless.
That's what I said, I think, at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say Sacramento never gives the life raft.
Right.
They say, fine, we'll stay in Oakland for 3 more years and then leave.
We'll just flounder about.
What exactly did we think was going to happen? Did we think if Sacramento doesn't come into the picture, then Oakland would be able to convince John Fisher after all this time to get rid? I guess the whole thing would be the same way it could fall through, and they would stay in Sacramento. If it falls through, then they would have to stay in Oakland.
I think and from that, what I'm stemming off of that is, it feels like maybe Oakland A's fans wanted this to end with John Fisher landing on his face. And I think the problem is, this gave him a little bit of footing to land on. Mm-hmm. They wanted it to be a complete and utter embarrassment and have him sit in that stadium for 3 years.
You have to crawl back to Oakland.
And then live in that stadium for 3 years completely empty, look like an embarrassment. I'm sure people would have showed up maybe in the first year, maybe in the second year, but by that third year, it was going to be a ghost town. And I think that's what Oakland A's fans wanted this thing to end like if it wasn't going to ultimately end with the A's having a team. And I think to tie in even the conversation we just had last segment, I think, or a couple segments ago, I think when they see, oh my gosh, there's going to be 14,000 people in those stadiums, it's making the situation look better than what the reality of it is. The intimate setting, all of it. They don't want it to look good on the way out because they just want it to look bad and look like an embarrassment from the start of this process all the way through the end. And I think the problem is Sacramento gave them, credibility is not the right word, but it gives them a little bit of, at least visually giving them the front of, hey, this situation's not completely torn up. Look, we saved this situation, and look at this nice ballpark that has this beautiful backdrop, and it's a temporary situation. Wow, look how the A's actually managed to finesse their way through this situation.
So to answer your initial question, I don't know if A's fans would have actually gone to games if Fisher falls on his face and he has to stay in Oakland for 3 years. But to your latter point that you got to, I don't think they really cared. I think at that point, it's just fine. If you want to leave, you leave. We still get Oakland. We still get the games in Oakland for 3 more years. If we want to do reverse boycotts, we can do reverse boycotts. Or we can go if we want, and Fisher still looked bad, and he had to crawl back to Oakland. Now there's no crawling. Now there's spin of an intimate setting of just hope. Right. And the fact that
they can sell it as a once in a lifetime experience.
Right.
Now,
and it feels like probably to Oakland fans that he didn't deserve this. And Vivek gave him a life raft because Vivek has ulterior motives.
Yes.
Like that's just what it is. Yep. Okay. When we return, if you missed the press conference, that is coming up at 12. We are replaying the press conference of the A's in Sacramento, and it was something else. You don't want to miss it. When we return, Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, we're David and Greg Figueroa,
founders of Melinda's Hot Sauce.
Sometimes brand testimonials feel, well, unbelievable.
So we have a fresh take. Tastemonials.
Comments from real people on the internet who love Melinda's balance of hot heat and fresh, flavorful ingredients.
At 2021 Dewwork says, legendary. Nobody does it better.
What was that?
Sounds for fire emoji, touchdown emoji, and 100% emoji.
Okay. At Snack Food Mafia says, I love how they are a thicker hot sauce and not some watery junk.
Love it. At Moshroom writes, best hot sauce west of the Mississippi, also the best hot sauce east of the Mississippi.
Pro tip, that's the whole United States.
Finally, at IGP1 always says, smack so hard.
We love to hear that as much as the FCC.
Set your mouth on flavor with Melinda's Hot Sauces. Find them at your local retailer or online at melindas.com. That's MELINDAS.com.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you. So no matter how you got injured.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fitty and Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Pros save big every day when you buy in bulk at Lowe's. Save 10% when you buy 68 or more select OSB sheathing. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us for the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store or Lowe's.com/credit for details. U.S.
Good
only.
morning. I'm thrilled.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Stiles and Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. And as promised, if you missed the A's press conference in Sacramento with basically every media member there and a lot of, it looked like, employees from the River Cats, maybe some employees from the A's as well, the employees that will be going to Sacramento with the A's. Here it is in all of its entirety.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to join in this momentous occasion as we celebrate the A's coming to West Sacramento. Sports are a part of our region's identity. Our teams bring our community together. Now I'm excited to showcase Sutter Health Park to baseball fans across the globe. I want to commend the collaborative efforts of Vivek Ranadive and John Fisher for bringing Major League Baseball to our community. And thank you to Mayor Guerrero and Barry Broom for your leadership. This partnership not only highlights the strength and resilience of Greater Sacramento, but also represents a significant opportunity for our region to come together and celebrate America's favorite pastime. From job creation to increased tourism, this partnership will positively impact our local economy and provide new opportunities for growth and prosperity. And I would also like to extend a warm welcome to all A's fans. I'm excited to see the energy you bring to Sutter Health Park. And now, I'd like to introduce the owner and chairman of the Sacramento Kings, Vivek Ranadive.
I don't know how many of you met Doris, but she's like the biggest, littlest person in Congress. She's amazing. So thank you, Congresswoman Matsui. I'm just so excited, I can hardly contain myself. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Sorry. So this is incredibly exciting. This is like having lower bowl seats at a basketball game. Like every seat is amazing. And John, we're going to be sitting here. I don't know if Gavin's going to throw out the first pitch, or you're going to throw it out, or who's going to throw it out. You are. I am. I am. That's a deal. That's a promise? I'm in. I'm in. And just imagine, you're going to have lower bowl seats. You're going to have Geloff at second base. You're going to see Ohtani. You're going to see Aaron Judge hitting home runs out there. This is, what an incredible day. This is epic. It's historic. We're really grateful for Doris's partnership and her family's service to the state. So thank you, Doris. And it's a huge privilege to be here alongside my friend John, Barry, Mayor Guerrero. John, thank you for this opportunity to be part of the A's legacy and show the world why Sacramento is a destination city for Major League sports. I also want to thank MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. It's an honor for West Sacramento to host Major League Baseball at Sutter Hill Park. We're committed to providing A's players and fans with a world-class baseball experience at Sutter Hill, while also continuing the beloved tradition of minor league baseball and the Sacramento River Cats. When I bought the Kings over 10 years ago, I said that Sacramento would never play second fiddle to any other city in the world. And the success of Golden One Center has proven that this region can be a mecca for sports. We have an incredible community and a passionate fan base, the best fans in the world. Today's announcement marks the next chapter of professional sports in Sacramento. We have a tremendous opportunity to showcase everything the region has to offer and demonstrate why it is deserving of an MLB team. This is an exciting time to be a sports fan in Sacramento, and I know the community will welcome the A's here with open arms. And now, this is the win, right? Sorry. Okay. John, we're making this challenging on you. Is that better? They turn it on. We turn it on. It's turned on. It's on? Okay. Okay, so John, it's going to be a little easier on you. So, well, I want to welcome my friend John Fisher. John?
Oh, the wind calmed down just as I got up here. I just want to say how excited I am to be here in West Sacramento, in Sutter Health Park, celebrating a momentous day for this community and a momentous day for our 123-year-old franchise. I want to extend my thanks to Vivek, who's not only a good friend, but a great business person, great associate, and for helping make this day possible. To you and your team at the Kings, and at the River Cats, working with you guys has been a dream for our guys as well. I want to thank Mayor Guerrero, who and the whole West Sacramento community for being so welcoming to us. And I just want to say we're excited to be here for the next 3 years, playing in this beautiful ballpark, but also being able to watch some of the greatest players in baseball, whether they be athletics players or Aaron Judge and others, launch home runs out of this very intimate, the most intimate ballpark in all of Major League Baseball for the next 3 years. And we're looking forward to this being our home until we move on to our stadium in Las Vegas in 2028. So thank you everybody for all your hospitality, for being so welcoming. And now I'd like to pass this on to Barry Burke.
Thank you, John. Well, in our organization, we use these terms, money, power, deals. because we put our heads down and we really work hard to do big things for our community. So, I want to thank Vivek. I told Vivek he kind of saved us twice. He kept the Kings here. And, the narrative of California and our communities are getting a little roughed up. And the narrative in our region, our community, is we're on the rise. I want to thank John Reinhardt for his help. I also want to thank my boss, Bettina Calcatronis, the chairman of the board of the Greater Sacramento Economic Council, the highest ranking female executive in the NBA. When you put women in charge, like, stuff just starts working. I don't know. I just need a few more years, so just hang on to that for a while. But what I love best about this is, in order to change our own community's future, we've had to change how we think and see ourselves. And we've struggled to see ourselves reaching our full potential. And I really think this is, there's a saying when you're working together in a community and you want it to be its most inspired state. How do you get your community on the map? We're on the map today. We're on the map. Thank you, John. Thank you, Sandy, for taking 1,200 phone calls and always being nice. I want to thank Angelique Ashby, our state senator. Stand up, Angelique. Up, right there. We need a counter-puncher in the state capitol. We got one. And we got a state senator that stands up for us. No more elected officials worrying about what they're doing next and what their future looks like. We need elected officials to worry about our future as a community. You can always count on Senator Ashby to be one, so thank you. So we know the impact, right? We have an entire multi-month built-in media marketing campaign called the A's. I think this is going to be the most fun stadium to watch a game in Major League Baseball. And one of the other things that's really important is, we're so thrilled today, but we're not satisfied, because in 2028, there'll be more teams to compete for, and we want to be a permanent Major League Baseball franchise. And as long as the A's get the support they deserve, we might have a guy on the inside over there putting in a good word for the Sacramento community. So I'm super grateful. It's an exciting day. I want to thank my team that's in the back, a bunch of young Tigers that fight every day for us. And it's my pleasure to introduce the mayor of West Sacramento, Mayor Guerrero. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Barry. And thank you, everybody, for being here today to join us in this historic celebration of Major League Baseball here in Sutter Health Park. Thank you, Vivek and John, for making this happen, for your leadership. West Sacramento loves you, loves your Major League Baseball here. We're going to make this beautiful, intimate place a welcoming, embracing environment for you. We are so excited for this historic day because it's been a dream of West Sacramento to have a Major League team here. And when Vivek came here to get the River Cats, I felt that power, that passion. I saw that this man is going to make things happen and bring West Sacramento on the map. Thank you so much. Thank you. And John, hard work running a team. I've seen it happen. And you know what? We're so excited to have you here and making this a reality for us. We embrace you. All of West Sacramento is going to thrive because of your presence. And so thank you for also the leadership. Grateful for all you've done and making this happen. We know it's a team effort here, and also our city council members are here and Yolo County supervisors are out there. Wave your hands. Thank you so much for being here and joining us in this celebration. This is going to bring an economic prosperity here for all of our restaurants, franquettes, the barn, down the street down to Midway Grill, and also Sal's, and other restaurants that are up and down the beautiful riverfront. It's going to be a place where you can stay, eat, ride your bike here, and just come in every which way you can. We have everything in place. We've been waiting for this moment. We've been building the riverfront for this moment, and we are ready to make this happen and make it as successful, as Barry said. more than the 3 years. So we are here with you, making it happen. So thank you so much, everyone. Excited to have you here joining us in this celebration. And let's play ball in the future here. Woo!
Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice. Join Alan Stiles, Chris Watkins, and the Sactown Sports Street Team on Monday, April 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub for some basketball madness and their mouth-watering full menu. 1310 Fulton Avenue. See you there.
Live and local. Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
You just heard the press conference from this morning with the A's in Sacramento. No, not the Sacramento A's, but we did get some insight from Joe Girosa, our digital lead, who stopped by not too long ago. They will pay homage to Sacramento in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's the bridge on the jersey. Maybe it's a 916. I don't know that they will put Sacramento anywhere on the jersey. I think maybe they'll put some stuff in the team store and have some apparel because obviously people would buy that. But yeah, they won't be called the Sacramento A's or the Sacramento Athletics. They'll just be the Athletics. I did see something from Frankie Cardicelli, and he mentions that A's president Dave Kaval says the team has been in constant communication with Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association on incoming upgrades to Sutter Health Park. Player and fan amenities are on the way, potentially even additional seating. So the question is what makes sense for that additional seating? Is it going to be out there where the fields are and the grassy area, things like that? So they've been in conversation. There will be some type of potentially even additional seating. Who knows? I mean, they keep on talking about the intimate setting. Maybe they're better off leaving it that way. But as Chris looked up, the Detroit Tigers, 35,000. And that's the
Guardians.
Excuse me, the Guardians, 35,000. And that is the smallest stadium right now, or fits the least amount of people at 35,000. The River Cats sitting at 14,000. They keep on saying intimate, but you would think if the River Cats and the A's and the Vivek and the ownership want to use it as a proving ground, you have to pack that thing out. And even if you pack it out, a 20,000 fan difference, you might need to get that a little bit closer. Maybe, I don't know how much they'd be able to do, maybe get to within 10,000.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a hard sell.
Every seat you add is money, though. So
yeah, exactly. So why So why wouldn't you do it? Let's hear from Mayor Darryl Steinberg, who was on earlier on Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross.
We have him, longtime mayor of Sacramento, longtime advocate for Sacramento, longtime fighter for the Sacramento Kings when he was in the state Senate. And as I said earlier, as much as he loves basketball and he is a diehard, he lives and breathes baseball. He is a lifelong Giants fan. The mayor of Sacramento, Darryl Steinberg. Mr. Mayor, good morning.
Hey, Jason, great to be with you. Is there some breaking news this morning?
Anything you want to tell us? Apparently there's another baseball team that's gonna play there in West Sacramento, and there's gonna be a presser here in about 45 minutes, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I happen to be in Los Angeles, speaking on my favorite topic, mental health and improving that system. But I will be back and holding a press conference with my colleagues sometime in the mid-afternoon. And I just want to say, well, I put out a statement, you guys, and I have to start with this because it is a great day for Sacramento, and yet I have mixed emotions because I still feel for the people of Oakland and the city of Oakland. They deserve their team and teams. And yet, as we've talked about on your show, several times, we've been consistent on that, and we aren't the cause of that breach. And the choice is Sacramento or Salt Lake City. I can say without hesitation that this is a great day for Sacramento because and for California and our entire region because the state keeps an asset, at least for 3 years. And we know what Sacramento means when it comes to sports, when it comes to a growing dynamic city. As I said in my statement today, to me is the stuff of dreams.
So, Mr. Mayor, what would you say, because I think you worded that perfectly, is mixed emotions. There are plenty of people very excited for this, and there's others that, and we're really talking to that hardcore Oakland A's fan that has been there, had memories, family, generations long. What would you say to that group that's maybe not feeling the love today?
I understand your pain. We almost lost a team, if you remember. That's what leads us here in many respects in 2013 with our Kings. And I think it's why I have said from the very beginning the A's should be in Oakland. But there are things beyond our control, and I suppose there are things beyond any fans' control. And Sacramento is only 90 miles from Oakland, and you can continue to love and enjoy your team just from, a slightly farther distance. I guess if I want to look at it from the glass half full from their perspective, Sacramento is part of a Northern California mega region. We're not separate really from the Bay Area. When you think about all of the commonality, the numbers of people that have moved up to this region, the back and forth on the train, the fact that our economies are in many ways linked together. And so I don't sugarcoat it for people who feel bad about this. I understand. We've been in that position, and I wish there had been more, cities back in 2013 that sort of stood with us. Like I've stood with Oakland, and will continue to. But it is what it is, and we can only look forward in life. And for Northern California, for Sacramento, for California, this is even with the mixed emotions. As mayor of this city, I'm really, really thrilled. So it's one of those days. The other thing that I just reflect on is how the tough times we've been through in Sacramento over these past years with the pandemic and a lot of challenges, and yet success begets success. Because in 2013, we made this decision, and I was proud to have been a big part of it as Senate Pro Tem, as you said, Dave. But for that decision, we would not be in a position to bring Major League Baseball to Sacramento. And, I have such gratitude to Vivek Ranadive and to the Kings for really uplifting our city and our region and continuing to believe and invest. And I know it's a big business. That's what it is. And yet their big business decisions are benefiting the city and the region that we all love. So I'm grateful.
The mayor of Sacramento, Darryl Steinberg. And, I know you covered a good portion of this, Mr. Mayor. But I'll say, and I don't think you'll mind this, over the years, you and I have had many spirited conversations off air about different things, and generally we come down on the same side. But we've had disagreements before, and obviously very, very, very respectful. And
you were right, by the way.
Well, of course. I don't want to belabor the point, because you're right. Of course, this is a big day for Sacramento. And even the most ardent hater of this whole thing has to acknowledge that economically, from a spotlight point of view, a national point of view, of being on display for investment point of view, it's you go from 0 plus to now you add in a major league team, and by the way, you keep your minor league team. I have no argument against that. I just, as somebody, I know how important you and Vivek and KJ and Stern and the ownership group that was amassed. The Kings aren't here without those entities, and it was just a little over a decade ago. Help me get past this dirty feeling I have when I can't shake the idea that Oakland, for all its faults, was deleveraged by Sacramento and Salt Lake City. And I don't know if I can wrap my head around, if somebody's going to commit the crime, it might as well be us that takes the cash from the bank. Help me get past this feeling I'm stuck with, that we did to Oakland now, or helped facilitate now with this owner, what we would have absolutely, and you would have been out there. You can't tell me that if the Kings had officially sold to Seattle and the whole thing was done and Key Arena needed to be renovated, or Hanson was going to build that downtown arena, and then Reno stepped up, and while we were fighting for the team and you were in New York with KJ, and Reno stepped up and said, well, it's so bad in Sac, we're going to house the Kings for 3 to 4 years. You would have made a statement against Reno. You would have been out there, I think, right?
I don't think I would have, because it's time for us to have another disagreement here.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me try to help. So Seattle and that ownership group, let's take the ownership group, not so much the city, but that ownership group was deliberately trying to take our team away. And we fought them and we won. Mm-hmm. If they had succeeded, and thank God they didn't,
Amen,
and there had been a temporary move, as you say, to Reno, Reno would have had nothing to do with trying to take the team away from Sacramento. And so we have been, and I can say that now we've gone beyond that analogy in terms of this situation, because you've had at least me as the mayor and many others say for a long time publicly that the A's belong in Oakland. And I'm saying it here again today. But we are not the cause of, in any way, directly or indirectly.
Are we a symptom?
The breach in Oakland. Are we a symptom? I suppose we're a beneficiary in some ways. Of course we are.
That's fair.
But we didn't cause it, and directly or indirectly. And it's not like we're snickering in the back here and saying, well, because we have been upfront from the very beginning about Oakland deserving to keep the A's. So it's just different. And so we have to look forward. And this is Northern California. And when we have an opportunity to add a tremendous asset and continue to enhance our reputation and do it in a way that is not at the expense of another city. In terms of our own actions, there's a balance, I know, but the balance for me says we go forward and we celebrate today, while we acknowledge that Oakland deserved to keep the team. Sometimes in life, you just have to live with conflicting emotions. There is nothing, there's nothing perfect. It's like in anything in life, that you acknowledge the negative side, but that doesn't mean you don't celebrate the good side, especially when your hands are clean. And our hands are clean.
Talk with the mayor here, Mayor Darrell Steinberg. Kind of the thought that you shared that Sacramento was kind of always ready. You said it, like, look, staying in Oakland was priority number one, but if not, here is an opportunity for Sacramento. Is the same line of thinking kind of the quote-unquote backup plan? Hey, if Vegas doesn't work out, this is another safety net. Is there any thought on that today, or is that just kind of in the background right now?
Well, it's in the background today, but certainly this is going to be an audition over these next 3 to 4 years. And I know we're going to pass it with flying colors. And what the future brings with baseball, with the A's themselves in Las Vegas, we don't know. What the future may bring with expansion, we don't know. But this is going to be a great showcase for Sacramento, because the country saw it, last May and June during the NBA playoffs. The country has seen it episodically. We see it and experience every single day that for all of our challenges, this is a dynamic, growing city. There is a culture of inclusion, a culture of hunger for more. And there's a special sauce in Sacramento, in the city and in the region. And now for the next 3 to 4 years, a broader swath of the public and around the country, passionate baseball fans will be able to see what we bring. And, the Kings, again, were the game changer, because this conversation wouldn't be happening if we hadn't saved the Kings, and if Vivek and the Kings team had not built what they built here over these past 10 years. This is a professional business, and and they are investing now in a growing and top-notch city. And I don't know, this is great for Sacramento. And believe me, it doesn't hurt us when it comes to future sports opportunities. We all know our history with MLS. I've talked about it at the State of the Downtown last Tuesday. Our future is boundless when it comes to sports and entertainment and art and culture and industry and housing and more workforce and affordable housing. I'm going to be leaving here with having served through a pretty tortured time, but I hope having laid a pretty good foundation for the future.
That's why he's leaving, Jason. He knew this was happening a while ago. So you're going to see retired Darrell with hair down to his shoulders and an old raggedy ball cap sitting
at all the Kings and A's games.
All the Kings and A's games, even though he's a Giants fan.
Yeah,
one of those split hats or something.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a conflict, but that's another one that I'll get over.
We appreciate we appreciate your time, Mr. Mayor. I know it's a busy day. Good luck down there in Southern California, spreading the word. Thank you as always. I'm sure this isn't the last conversation we'll have on or off air about this, but as always, your time's appreciated.
Look forward to many more, you guys. Thanks so much for all you do. Bye, Dave and Jason.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. That's the Mayor of Sacramento, Darrell Steinberg. We'll take a break.
Keep it here to Sactown Sports for the Sacramento Kings push toward the postseason.
Get analysis from our local shows, breakdowns from our Kings insiders, and all the thrilling moments from the G-Man.
Keegan, quick catch, quick strike. There's another one up in the lights and in the well. 10 3-pointers made. Keegan Murray putting on an all-time scoring exhibition tonight.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. In the Folsom Auto Mall, you can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Sponsored by Xfinity. Enjoy the entertainment you love with the Xfinity Stream app. Turn any screen into a TV and take the entertainment you love wherever you go. Xfinity, we connect you to more of what you love. Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Once upon a time, you could get a heater tune-up or an air conditioner tune-up for just $59, or both for $89. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
I thought you were going to read me a bedtime story.
Go to sleep now. Bonnie.com. License 696-355.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online.
Hewitt!
Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
This segment is brought to you by Kia Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
The A's, the Athletics. Sacramento will be represented in some capacity, but we are not quite sure in what capacity. The A's have been in communication with the Players Association, with Major League Baseball. Things are going to be added to Sutter Health. Could be seating, could be different amenities, things like that. You can find all of the press conference and all of our reactions. You can find it on YouTube. We are starting the transition over to Kings Talk because they do have a huge, huge game tonight against the Knicks. We already knew Julius Randle wasn't playing, but now we know that he is done for the season. Right. So that's no Julius Randle, no OG Anunoby, and Julius Randle did not play against the Kings last time, and he hasn't played in a very long time. OG did, and although he didn't do much offensively, defensively, he was OG Anunoby, and he caused problems. So huge game for the Kings. Chris, you were reading that all three of them, the Mavs, the Pelicans, and the Kings, could clinch today?
Yes, that is correct. I believe this is just a postseason berth in general. So it would be at this point, you are securing yourself into, at the very least, the play-in. But yes, according to this is at the main source, NBA Twitter page, they say that the Pelicans, the Kings, Dallas, and Phoenix can all clinch a playoff berth tonight. I haven't done the deep dive into figuring out all the possible situations, but if I just had to guess, at the very least, you win tonight, I would assume it at least locks you into, at the very least, a top 10 seed. So, it might be a small milestone along the way, but still, the fact that this team can say that they're in the postseason for back-to-back years, even though it doesn't feel like a big accomplishment, it should definitely go with mentioning.
So that would be anywhere from 5. It just means that they cannot drop out of the 10.
Yep, exactly.
Which, great.
Exactly. Milestone number 1.
Look, and with the milestone happening today with the A's playing in Sacramento for the next 3 years, I asked the question, what was the biggest this has been the biggest sports story since what? And most of the answers were, what happened last season, right? With the Kings getting back into the postseason. So we shouldn't poo-poo this at all. They're back in the postseason, somewhere that the Kings haven't been in a very long time besides last season. And we're going to be in a really exciting stretch here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way of putting it. I mean, they have to these games are incredibly important. They have to be playing their best basketball, like we've talked about all week here. But yeah, I mean, as they head on to this road trip, play New York, go to Boston, go to Brooklyn, then just randomly decide to throw in that OKC game as well. They have to win these games. They've got to win at least 3 of them if they want to realistically continue to fight for that top 5 seeding, which is still up there. They're only a half game back of the 6th seed right now, as crazy as it is. So there's a possibility that we're talking about tomorrow, the Kings being still in the playoff picture. And hey, if they can upset the Celtics, I know it's a back-to-back against the best team in the entire league. But with, them possibly resting people, who knows how that situation's going to turn out for them. The Kings could find themselves in a really, really good situation down the stretch, and you take it game by game. It's great to get these wins, because to have that positive momentum behind you, that wind in your sails as you're hitting the road on really, really adverse situations, I think that's exactly what you need. You don't want yourself doubting each other at all. I think you want to continue to feel like it's you guys against the world, and all the odds are stacked against you, and you guys just continue to prove everyone wrong.
The spread is Knicks -3.5. I love that, Chris.
Oh yeah, you love it.
I love that. Yeah. Nice underdog. Yep. Nobody expects you to win.
This is national TV today too, isn't it?
It is. It got bumped to TNT.
It's either TNT or NBA TV. I can't remember which.
And I'm a bit surprised with no OG.
I think it's TNT.
Yeah. I guess the Kings are missing Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter, but with no OG and obviously no Julius Randle, I'm a little surprised that the Knicks are favored by 3.5. Maybe
Yeah.
not that they're favored, but
I would have thought 1.5.
Yeah, something like that.
Something closer.
And we've been joking just based on how the Knicks play defense and honestly how the Kings have been playing defense. As far as the over-under, it is set at 214.
214. That's an I mean, that's each if you split it, that's each team scoring 107. Like that's like a 110.
I'm under
103.
No,
clears
I'm
you
under. Easy under.
I would think so, because last time both of these teams were under 100. I think it was 99-93 was the final last time.
And that's not normally part of prop talk, but I'm telling you right now, I would be very, very, very surprised. Okay, when we return, we will be joined by Brendan Nunez, our Sactown Sports Kings insider, for the roundtable, more of a triangle, as Frankie is getting over his sickness, but he's still trying to work through it. We saw him out there at the press conference, but Frankie's gonna it was raining out there. Not smart, Frankie. So Frankie's taking.
Frankie, stop working. I know you were trying to work so hard.
That's right. Frankie is taking this one off. We are joined by Brendan Nunez when we return, and also at 1:30, getting back into the A's talk, opening up the phone lines once again to get your thoughts on how do you feel if you're a Kings and A's fan? Does it affect how you feel about Vivek? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Hi, everyone. It's Emran Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home, and the men who use PTO to catch afternoon basketball in March with the boys. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Talking some Kings. We will talk A's a little bit later in the show, as we have been. We are joined by one Brendan Nunez. By the way, we see you on the text line. Not the Sacramento A's. Will not be the Sacramento A's. They will just be the A's, the Athletics. There will be no town or city associated with them, at least as of right now, and that's what they're telling people. Also, we have some audio to get to later in the show, as Dave Cavell had an exclusive interview with ABC 10, and he reiterates that this is a bridge, okay? And as everybody says, oh, well, what if the deal falls through? You're not going to hear any of that. Maybe Carmichael Dave will in the next year or so, but as of right now, everybody is going to stick to the plan and say this is just a bridge. And Vivek, and that's why on the Sacramento side, everybody is saying, guys, we have to do very well during this tryout so we can get that expansion team. Also, real quick before we get into Kings, Vivek was asked. He was asked by Casey Pratt, friend of the show. He was asked if there were any guarantees of an expansion team. His answer was no guarantees. No guarantees. But if you're Vivek, I still think it's a win in his opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. But what we do know is that the Kings have a huge game tonight in New York, in the Garden.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. And Brendan Nunez is here to break it all down. Brendan.
What's up?
Okay. They win today. They make sure that they're at worst in the play-in. What are you expecting to see out of the Kings tonight? What do you want to see out of the Kings tonight?
Yeah, last time these teams matched up, which wasn't long ago, we're talking the 16th of last month, was the second lowest scoring output for Sacramento all year, 91 points. And in 9 games, they've failed to reach triple digits. They're 0-9. Not surprising. I thought that maybe they would have got one recently, but I guess that's not been the case as the defense has gotten better. But that was really the big thing in that recent matchup, is that Sacramento failed to get shots to go down. You know, you look at a night where you go 30-something% from the field, struggle to shoot from 3 as well. De'Aaron, after that game, kind of was just saying he felt like they got some decent looks. Shots just didn't quite go down. Brunson has a huge 40-plus point game. Like, this is a team that is really going to test how much better has your defense gotten, because offensively, they're probably going to give you some troubles. They're second in defensive rating in the month of March, and they muck up the game. We talk about physicality, the Kings being physical. The Knicks have to be the most physical team in the league. As far as it gets, you know? So I think winning the possession battle that's been talked about so much is key to their formula of success as of late. The Kings is going to be really big against New York.
Yeah, and I mean, last time they definitely played, like, if you were to say who dictated the style of play or the pace of play in that first game, it was definitely the Knicks, right? Like, if you're playing a 93-99 game, that's absolutely the definition of New York Knicks basketball. Do you think the Kings going into tonight, obviously, yeah, they've played more of a defensive identity. Do you think they lean more into that newfound identity, or is tonight maybe a game where you say, look, I know we don't have the same weapons that we usually have, but maybe we turn back the clock and turn this thing back into, hey, the Kings fast-paced offense, all about the scoring, because realistically, I mean, the Knicks play that style because they don't have scoring options. Which one would you like to see, and which one do you think they'll probably lean into?
Yeah, I think from the Kings aspect, you want to play fast, right? And a lot of that is going to be forcing the Knicks into turnovers, right? Because if they get a set defense, they're really solid. They have the personnel for it. No, OG Anunoby is a big loss there for sure. He played that last time. I kind of forgot he was even out.
I think that was the only game he played, right?
Yeah, he showed up. He bricked a bunch of corner threes.
Yeah, he was 1 of 8.
Hardly did anything.
And then was done for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Real quick, just on the injury report, I don't know if it's official yet, but did see, and this would be huge from the rebounding aspect, Josh Hart questionable and Mitchell Robinson questionable. Not sure if they end up playing. But if they don't play, this is already a must win. But if they don't play and they are questionable, maybe Vegas knows something. I could not see the Knicks being favored. And I would think that the Kings would feel very good about their chances if Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson don't play. Maybe there were updates that happened during this whole A's situation, but that's the last that I saw.
Yeah, Knicks 24-14 at home. They're a solid home team. Same record as the Kings at this point in the season at, what are we at? 44-31 at this point, 7 games remaining. So, yeah, I mean, definitely some big losses there, but they have guys that can step up. You know, Dante DiVincenzo might get up 23s tonight, guys.
Might.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing these days.
And they're falling.
He didn't kill the Kings too bad last time.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Volume.
Brunson was the 40 ball.
Speaking of, and you talk about Keon Ellis, and we know that
that's right.
Infamous meme where he looks away and Brunson does his thing like someone stealing a base. I know we're talking baseball all day. Davion Mitchell and his reemergence, if you will. Do you think there'll be any? Hey, let me check Davion this time, or excuse me, let me check Brunson this time, or will they do anything different defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think that last game their double teams were really good against James Harden. He scored in single digits, still got some assists off, but some turnovers in there as well. Like, they were really on point with their double teams, and I think that could be something that you'd look to do against Brunson too. And I'd imagine you start with Ellis, but part of what makes Keon so important and is that De'Aaron used to be that head of the snake, the guy guarding point of attack. And now Keon gets to do that and be the tone setter. But you don't want to show any great player one look the entire time, whether that's switching coverages or you're switching the guy guarding him. Like, you're going to go from Keon to De'Aaron and then to Davion's going to get an opportunity as well. So we'll see who does the best and ends up getting the most minutes in that opportunity. I think that for Keon specifically, it's staying out of foul trouble, something he struggled with last game. Brunson is really, really good at that. And so I think that's a key there. But all these guys are going to get an opportunity, and I think Davion's been playing really well recently.
Continuing the conversation, when we return, also some sound from head coach of the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau, and why it worries me about tonight. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings start their final road trip of the season in New York.
Will he be Fox all the way? He drives left. Great pass inside to Alex Lynn, and Lynn gets the flush with 2.5 seconds to go. 21-point lead for Sacramento.
It's the Kings and the Knicks from the Garden. Get all the play-by-play action starting at 4:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Timeshare trap and think there's no way out. Well, Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has helped over 35,000 families out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares, and they may be able to help you too. If you were misled into signing a timeshare agreement that is a lifetime commitment, if you were told timeshare is a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, you need to get the facts about timeshare cancellation. For over 10 years, Wesley Financial Group has been dedicated to helping folks get out of a lifetime of debt by canceling their timeshares. So they created a timeshare exit information kit, which reveals how the timeshare industry works and what your options are for cancellation. Simply call Wesley right now, and they will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free. See how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Again, 800-761-0000.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claim based on 2022 true total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Live and local. Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
Be sure to join us at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub Monday. Chris, what time are we rolling up there? 4-ish?
I think we officially start at 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 4 to 6, I think.
Probably
yeah, we'll be there at
early.
4. Brendan's going to be in the building as well.
Sure.
Brendan's
Yeah,
going to
he
be
is.
there. Nate's going to be there.
Dude, I'm going to be there. It's going to be so crazy.
That's right. To check out the national championship. Will it be DJ Burns in the Natty? That would be outstanding. And we are looking forward to it. So be sure to join us. Great food, great drinks. It's going to be a great time. And hopefully it's a great time. Can you imagine, guys? Now, just imagine with me. The city of Sacramento gets the A's, and to top it all off, you see a beam tonight. Shouldn't the beam maybe be green tonight? Is that doing too much?
People
Is
would
doing
love
too
that.
much?
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know about that. That would be very well received.
Keep it purple, but hopefully there is a beam at all if the Kings can take down the Knicks. And I think at this point, the way I see it, especially if Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson are out, but even if they're not, Brendan, just based on the numbers, this is a gotta have it. I was going through it on off nights last night, and you can only, in my estimation, you can only lose 2 more games. If you want a shot at the 6th seed, only 2, and they cannot be to the Pelicans or the Suns, right? You have the Celtics tomorrow. This is a must win for me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get where you're coming from. The Celtics game is a tough one to look ahead at for sure. As a second night of a back-to-back, I can't even begin to explain how bad the Kings get beat in Boston. I swear every year. Sorry to be that guy, but they get it.
That 150-point game still sticks with me.
The one where
the
Tyrese
and Buddy one,
and the most recent one as well was also a tough one last year for sure. But I mean, I'm with you. I think that they need to prove that this new identity, quote unquote, is sustainable because the defensive progress is great. Offensively, there's some questions right now.
Yeah.
Like Harrison Barnes does great in the first game that Malik goes down early and in the one after, and then he drops a 6-point game most recently. Or Keegan Murray, can he keep up averaging? I think he's like 25-19 in the last 2 games, 18 shots in each game, which is the most he's taken or second most in back-to-back games this year. Can he keep that up? The Davion Mitchell growth that we've seen, like I do believe in the defensive progress. I worry that the offense won't stick and there's too much responsibility on De'Aaron Fox. And I think that he can handle that, but how do you survive nights where he doesn't have it?
Yeah, I mean, that's that's really the toughest part. And how do you think in general, I mean, you can't replace point for point, assist for assist, but yeah, you mentioned Davion and him stepping up. Keon's obviously been a bit of a piece of that as well. Trey Lyles and Sasha coming back has definitely helped massage things. And I even think Kessler's minutes have definitely helped massage things. But in general, how have you felt about how the Kings have replaced the production of not only Malik, but Kevin as well? And I think a big part of that as well, sorry to cut you off, is the defensive shift as well.
Yeah, they definitely are having to change their identity a little bit, which is why like the possession game is talked about so much.
Right.
It's how do we manage to stay effective offensively, like I mentioned with what the Knicks do earlier. But I think the growth from Keegan has been big. The playmaking, quote unquote, right? Where he's talking
3
about
assists per game, man.
I'm really trying to play make more, and 3 assists. I think the difference is that it's like a mindset thing. He previously was a play finisher, and now it's okay, let's keep this going. I'm not going to attack a closeout, take 2 dribbles, and if the shot's not there, do this weird reverse pivot and get it back out, and the entire offensive flow is screwed, But taking 2 dribbles and just making that next pass, and then if there's a hockey assist that comes from that, then great. So I think it's a little bit of a mindset shift. Thank you. Jeez.
Yes, no, that's a tough one.
For Keegan there that has been good. And I think the same for Davion. I think that Davion has embraced it. It really stands out to me that Minnesota game that De'Aaron missed. Actually, Keon started, but Davion, they really pressed him to be more aggressive. And I think since that point, he's really done it. So I think those guys being aggressive, and I'd like to throw Harrison Barnes in there, but honestly, I just can't. He falls in the category to me with Keon Ellis, Trey Lyles, and kind of Sasha Vezenkov, who's on the end of the rotation of whatever you get from them, great. Maybe give me 25 combined between the 3 of them, 30 combined between the 3 of them. Maybe that number needs to be even a little higher, but that's kind of where I'm at with those guys. And I really look at Keegan and Davion of, okay, you guys need to step it up. Is it weird? My question though, real quick, is it weird that we're not looking at Domas as like, you should be the one to score more? This is a guy that's getting paid damn near max money because of his offense.
I mean, he put up 22 last game.
Yeah.
Took 3 threes.
Took 3 threes, and I think that was on purpose. And he made a jump shot for everybody out there.
Right, a midi.
But I hear you. We just know he is what he is, right? Yeah. I mean, he's basically just an even Steven. You know what you're gonna get every night, and you're not gonna. How would he even get to 30 points?
Right.
I don't even know how he would get to 30 points, to be honest.
And maybe a lot of forces, a lot of post-ups, and a lot of just probably ugly possession.
And you better be hot from the free throw line if that's the case as well. One thing, guys, I was worried about, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday towards the end of the show, is in the Knicks last game where I believe they lost, Tom Thibodeau was not happy about the defense on Jalen Brunson. And he had some things to say in the interview, and he just continues to say the same thing over and over.
He's getting fouled. 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 He's getting fouled.
Thanks, Coach.
And then just leaves. And now, and now
So good.
I'm worried that it's going to be makeup call time. And you got Keon, who is aggressive, and Davion, who is aggressive. And don't get me started. You didn't even mention Duarte, who he's the hand check king. And now I'm worried.
I get where you're coming from, but I mean, think back to when after the Milwaukee game where Mike Brown pulls out a laptop and points and tries to figure out what the heck is going on here. Did it feel like after that the Kings got a better whistle?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, or the Raptors coach earlier, I think that the Kings got him the game after, I believe. And I don't think that there was concern about that, and it never really at least showed in that game in my mind. So they're a physical team. I think that in general, I have worry about the fouls. So I get where you're coming from. Yeah. We'll see. In general, something to keep tabs on for sure.
They're getting fouled.
They're getting fouled.
He's getting fouled.
They're still getting fouled.
He's getting
getting
fouled.
Oh,
I love Tibbs.
He just got fouled.
And
I love Tibbs.
Thanks,
the fact
Coach.
that dude is playing Miles
nuts.
McBride 48 minutes a night is the funniest,
He's a
most
psycho.
Tibb thing ever.
Only he could get like Precious Achua, Isaiah Hartenstein, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson to be like a top 3 team in the East and like not have a lot of spacing problems. It doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, it is like it's perfect New York Knicks basketball. And there is something about like just sticking true to the brand that I have such an appreciation for, because, you know, me and Brendan are around the same age. Just growing up, all you hear is, you know, the same way it's, baseball is not the same when Yankees aren't good. Basketball, you know, it's great that the Heat and the Lakers and the Celtics are good, all that stuff. But when you don't have the character that is New York in the picture, basketball is just not quite the same. And so it is really good to have, like, I mean, tonight is a very, very huge game for the Sacramento Kings. And I think the Knicks are playing for something too as well. It's in Madison Square Garden, and both teams it's going to be on national TV. It's going to be a really big deal. And I think that's just great for the league in general, is just to have, the Knicks are a half game back right now of the 4 seed. They're only a game back of the 3 seed. So this is a really big game for both teams, and it's going to be on the biggest stage in basketball. Like that's why it's so important to have a team like the Knicks playing like they are.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but I feel like De'Aaron gets up for the Knicks games too.
He claims he doesn't.
I know he does, but he claims that for everything.
It's on Madison Square Garden.
Well, it's on
just
TNT,
De'Aaron,
and then I think Bleacher Report asked him, and he said he thought Madison Square Garden was overrated.
Yes.
That's right. He has said that.
Yeah.
But I remember him throwing down a windmill dunk in transition before in Madison Square Garden. How often is De'Aaron doing that? Now, this is also a younger De'Aaron. That might have been headband De'Aaron.
It was.
So, you know, he's even jokes that younger Fox was a little different. But I don't know. I feel like he plays a little bit more in those games, but could be wrong. And he absolutely denies it. The same way I've asked him about Houston before. That's like home for him.
Right.
And he's like, nah, I see my people all the time. Like, it makes no difference. So that's what he says to everything.
Well, regardless of whether he claims it or not, ultimately the Kings are going to have to show up in a way that we've seen them show up before, but there have been nights where they haven't been on their P's and Q's, and one of those nights was the Knicks game. And Chris, even when they played at home, kind of chalked it up to, hey, they just got nicked, right? No pun intended.
Nice.
That's just what the Knicks do. They can't let that happen again. Or at this point, tomorrow's show, if they lose, we're just talking about holding on to the 7th seed. I promise to those listening, I won't talk about the 6. Maybe I shouldn't promise that. Depends on what happens around the league.
Promise anything.
I should not promise that.
And then they beat Boston.
It depends. And then they beat Boston. Right. I'll put it to you like this. If they go 0-2, then I'll stop talking about the 6. 916-339-1140. Let's get out to Ashley, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Ashley? What you got for us?
So I was just wanting to call and say that, I think that we are going to show up today. We tend to play up to our opponents and down to our opponents, respectively. But I do believe that last game against the Knicks was a game we went without Lyles and Vezenkov both. And I also feel like there's this new unity and chemistry that I've been feeling and seeing since Monk got hurt. Not to say that there wasn't that before, but it seems like we're really gelling, and we're also finding different ways to win. We're not just winning the same way. We had a game where we had 4 starters with double digits, and we didn't get much from the bench. But then we've also had games where we've seen good games from Lyles, and we've seen good games from Mitchell. And so I think that with us finding different ways to win, it's helping with getting some of that consistency.
Thanks for the call, as always, Ashley. And look, he said it himself, Coach Mike Brown, and I'm going to keep saying it because I love it. Adversity brings opportunity. And I'm looking at one
Bars.
Trey Lyles. It was a super bar. That's a Kendrick level bar. And I'm also looking at Trey Lyles, man. I mean, you talk about maybe you don't know what you're going to get out of Harrison Barnes, but you do know Trey, based on the spacing that he provides, he's going to get he's going to get multiple chances at open threes. And if he hits them, it really is a game changer. For some reason, it doesn't seem like it happens as often with Harrison Barnes as it does with Trey. Maybe it's how other teams are defending them, but I don't know if Trey maybe feels like he got refreshed with that break he had during the injury, because he was struggling.
Yeah.
He was struggling prior to injury, and Trey Lyles is a guy who I think he's putting it on himself to perform, and if he does perform, it can really help the Kings get it done and stay out of that plan. Coming back, we will continue the conversation with Brendan Nunes, Sactown Sports Kings Insider, Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
If you're in the market for a new or used car right now, or if you just want to go see like what new technology's in the new cars nowadays, stop by and see my friends at Elk Grove Kia and the Elk Grove Auto Mall before you go anywhere else. As soon as you step onto the lot, you're going to feel like family. You're going to know why they have so many 5-star reviews at Elk Grove Kia and why they're the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer. Like, I love this 5-star review right here. Quote, "I could not be happier. My husband surprised me with my new Telluride. I love it. The staff is friendly, kind, and conscious. Took their time to find the perfect car. Thank you guys for the hard work. Great job. I love my new Telly." There you go. That's just another satisfied customer at Elk Grove Kia. So in addition to all the 5-star reviews, the finance team at Elk Grove Kia has over 100 years combined experience. You know what that means? Financing for everyone. And we know going to the car dealership can be overwhelming, but come experience Elk Grove Kia. They go above and beyond to make sure this is an automotive adventure for you. Check out what's on special and what's on the lot today at elkgrovekia.com, or better yet, come see everything in person at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Joined by Brendan Nunez, Sactown Sports Kings Insider. Brendan, in your heart of hearts, I don't know how many roundtables we have left. Hopefully a lot, and the Kings keep winning.
I plan to be here. I don't know what your plans are.
Well, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here as well. In your heart of hearts, 7 games left. Predict the Kings record. And be honest.
Yeah, let me pull these up again. I think I'm going 4-3. Let me pull these up.
Don't be that
because
honest.
I know it's a tough.
Relax on the honesty, bro. Come on.
Okay, Knicks, Celtics, back-to-back. At the Nets, at the Thunder. And then you got home against the Pelicans, Suns, and Blazers.
And hold on. That Pelican Suns, isn't that a back-to-back too?
It is.
Yeah, that's a problem. It's a problem.
Jeez.
By the way, speaking of the Pelicans, Zion left the game last night with a finger injury. So we'd be monitoring that. That would make the Pelicans down Zion and Brandon Ingram.
He sprained his finger grabbing French fries.
Oh,
the word is out.
That's insane.
The word's out.
And CJ had like a 30 ball last night.
He did.
And they still could not get the win. Not the most efficient night. Okay, let's say in these back-to-backs, again, Knicks, Celtics, and then later Pelicans, Suns. Let's say they go 2-2 throughout those 4 games, right? Then you're talking about Nets, Thunder, and a Blazers game. Nets, Thunder on the road, Blazers at home. 2-1. So 4-3. That sounds about right.
Right.
But I think they could go 5-2.
The problem is the problem honestly isn't the Knicks Celtics back-to-back. The problem is the Suns Pelicans back-to-back.
That one's really
That's
tough.
the problem, because
especially at the end of the year too, you have no room to make you have to get those wins because you don't have room to make up for those losses.
No. And if they've been playing well, yeah, you can work as hard as you want, but that would kiss the 6th seed goodbye.
But it could put you in a really, really good spot. On the inverse of it, we can't just do the negative side of it.
Okay.
If you beat the Pelicans, that's leapfrogging them and you're a half game above them, or who knows where let's just say that those two teams, we'll just say that they're even at that point. You beat the Pelicans, you're a game above them, and then you beat the Suns, you're now pretty much in the top 6 at that point.
Yeah.
And the Pelicans the Suns are playing 3 games in 4 nights for what it's worth.
Yep.
They play the
tough opponents, as we know.
The Clippers come to Phoenix, and then the next night they go to LA, and then they have to play the Clippers, and then they have 1 day off and then play in Sac. So back-to-back for the Kings, but 3 and 4 for the Suns.
Now that we've taken care of the Clippers for the last time, now you can refigure it out. Kawhi, get back out there. We need you now.
Yeah.
We need you now, because you look like you weren't ready a couple nights ago, and the Kings took care of business. But now you can get back on the right track.
I mean, hopefully, I mean, and it's unfortunate that all these games are coming on the road. I mean, I guess you could argue that the Kings these past 2 years have definitely played better on the road than at home. But, you go into Madison Square Garden and then go from that garden to the other garden, TD Garden or whatever. Is that what they call it today?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the old name or not.
Unless they changed it.
And so to go from Knicks to Celtics, I mean, those are two of the toughest environments. And then you're going to OKC as well. Like, I mean, the OKC one is the one for me that's probably the most scary of those because, again, Boston has not a lot to play for. The Knicks, they're a little bit down with their injuries. OKC is still like in the thick of that 1-2-3 race.
Yeah.
They're not going to be looking to take any prisoners. I don't know if SGA and Jalen Williams will be back. Maybe by the time the Kings play them, there'll be enough separation to where it might not matter. But ultimately, I mean, I think that OKC game is going to be the one it'll either keep the Kings afloat or it'll put the stake through the heart of this team. But it's going to be a brutal road trip. The fact that all of these games are all on the road too. You could see how you lose one of these and then it stacks and just keeps on stacking. And again, you just can't have that at this point in the year.
Yeah, still have a couple games that Thunder do before they get to the Kings, and they have Chris's boy Tyrese Halliburton tomorrow.
We know he's not going to help. Right?
Thunder at Pacers. Well, it's better than who they have next.
Bro, every time it feels like a Western Conference opponent plays anybody in the East, they manage to lose.
And this is win, and look, the way you could look at this is maybe they continue to rest those guys and Jalen Williams and SGA, because right after that on Sunday it's Thunder at Hornets. So they're not really going to shouldn't have, I should say, much of an issue there. From the 916 guys, with Davion's emergence on the offensive side, I'm really eager to see him play and see if he can have an impact on Brunson. His 3-point percentage has been the best on the team as of late. It's been crazy. And I know we're saying in this current season, Brendan, but you got to look forward and think, what does this mean for Davion? If he ends the season on a heater, it just makes things confusing. I mean, you can't take 3 guards into the net. You cannot take Keon, De'Aaron Fox, and Davion into next season. You can, but you probably don't want to finish the season with those 3 on the team.
Yeah, you probably could. I think that where the conversation gets complicated, I guess, and I feel really bad that like Davion's playing well and he deserves all the credit, that the next conversation does go to, wow, this is really good for a potential trade for the Kings. But tough. That's the reality, because when we talk about how they're going to take this next jump, it's acquiring a big name, another substantial talent via trade. That's what has been known as the route for a little while now. We thought that might be last offseason. We thought it might be the deadline. Now it's getting pushed to this offseason. And Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, the obvious like matching salaries, one or both, whatever that may be. And, depending on what player we're talking about, typically there's a young player involved in these deals as well. And almost every time, because
it eliminates a draft pick pretty much.
Yeah. Right? And it's very rare that both teams are in the same stage of trying to win now, and you just like swap pieces. Typically the team selling the good player, quote unquote, is looking for a younger player to be able to retool and sort of restart their timeline. And so Keegan's not going to be that guy unless we're talking about some ridiculous Kawhi Leonard, who knows, something absolutely insane. Davion is the only one. I mean, I guess there's Keon Ellis. I hadn't thought about this.
Chris brought that up.
And he's on a good deal, but like he seems like a sweetener.
Yes.
And there's more team control with Davion. I think he's about to he could get an extension this offseason. I'd be surprised if that got worked out. It's probably restricted free agency the year after. But it's been known that the Kings, the way they improve is making a trade. And I think that Davion is a obvious, piece to throw in there, because he does seem to be a little bit on the outside when it comes to getting the opportunity to reach whatever his potential may be, is probably not coming in Sac, and maybe another team could talk themselves into that.
The way I see this, and to keep things in the now and also in the positive, is that Davion playing well helps everyone in every situation. Short term, long term, Davion, the organization. It helps everybody.
Yep.
It helps everybody. It helps Davion in his own way. It helps the organization in their own way. It helps you for right now, and it helps you down the line. I mean, that's it. It doesn't, regardless of what is decided, it's never a bad thing to play well. It gives you more options. It gives everybody more decisions to make in a positive way. So that's how I look at it, and I hope he continues because, you know, you show up, Brendan. Sometimes I beat you into the game, but a lot of times you beat me. But, you know, it just depends on traffic.
You're usually there ahead of me. But
no, thank you very much. And Davion is there getting his work in, you know, trust your work. And to just simplify things, I'm just happy for him. You know, when you put your butt on the line and you work every single day and you don't get to play, and you were there, Coach Mike Brown, he said, yeah, Davion, he hadn't been playing the same way. He also just hadn't been playing. I'm taking him out. I'm putting him in. And he was open about that. That's why we love Coach Mike Brown and his honesty. And he was very open about that. So just happy for Davion. And hopefully the 916 is correct and his emergence will continue. Thank you, Brandon Nunes, for taking the time.
No problem. Glad
All right.
to be on, guys.
As always. And we'll see you next week.
Sure.
And we'll be celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
We will be celebrating this close. We're this close to the 6th seed. We can taste it.
Next Thursday will be before the Pelicans game. We'll obviously do this on Wednesday, but next Thursday is the Pelicans game. So.
You will not want to miss it, and don't miss all of the great content that Brendan Nunes has on his social media, on our website, SactownSports.com. You can find it all. When we return, we have exclusive sound from Dave Cavill and Vivek. They got some questions, and they had some answers. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings start their final road trip of the season in New York.
Will it be Fox all the way? He drives left. Great pass inside to Alex Len, and Len gets the flush with 2.5 seconds to go. 21-point lead for Sacramento.
It's the Kings and the Knicks from the Garden. Get all the play-by-play action starting at 4:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777. Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Everywhere you look, someone is always telling you how to get more fit. While we may feel like we're fit, we can all get fitter. Maybe you have a favorite pair of jeans that don't fit anymore, or maybe you just want to lower your blood pressure a bit. Here are a few suggestions. Walk more rounds, walk to work, walk to the store, walk the dog, but walk. Strengthening the most important muscles in the golf swing, your glutes. Even Tiger couldn't fire his. Buy a foam roller and knead the muscles of your body 3 times a week, especially your hips. You can do this while you watch television. Eat more vegetables, and potato chips and carrot cake don't count. Stabilize the muscles of your core by raking leaves or sweeping floors, and eliminate soda, especially the ones with artificial sweeteners. Maybe you'll be able to take a little bigger turn. Maybe you won't get tired around the 15th hole. Either way, you're going to be much happier with yourself. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Thank you again to Brendan Nunez, who will be joining us, as should you, at Fieldhouse American Sports Pub on Monday during the National Championship. And it will be a great time. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, 916-339-1140. In just a few minutes here, we will hear from Vivek, who it was part of a scrum, Chris, after all of the speeches were made, and he got asked some questions, some fairly hard-hitting questions. We talked about some of them as far as, were there any guarantees? And he says, right, no, there weren't any.
Yeah, they met in a scrum after all the nice speeches were made and all that, and didn't take public questioning, but yeah, after there was a scrum around Vivek, there was a scrum around Mayor Guerrero of West Sac, and we even got some exclusive audio from shout out our guy Matt George over at ABC 10 and Casey Pratt, who's done amazing work following this whole relocation saga in general from the Bay Area side. They got an exclusive with Dave Cavell. So we're getting some answers here to some surface level questions. Obviously, all of the deeper rooted questions will probably come later in a more orchestrated fashion. But for now, these are, some decent answers that we're getting. But I still think that a lot of people have a lot of questions for these two guys specifically.
Let's hear from Vivek right now.
Very quickly, came together very quickly. And obviously I have a long relationship with John Fisher. So it came together quickly.
What are the terms? Are you going to be able to share any of the terms? Because I know the negotiations had to have been pretty intense to pull this together.
Well, actually the negotiations were not that intense. John and I are friends, and so they will be here for 3 years, and then they have an option on another year. It was actually a fairly straightforward deal.
You said Sacramento's not going to play second fiddle to any other market. I already see the signage. I already see they're not putting Sacramento on the team name. What assurances do you have that Major League Baseball is going to possibly expand here or let you keep this team if Las Vegas doesn't go through?
Yeah, so I've been in touch with the commissioner and I've gotten to know him, Rob Manfred, and they will be uh, creating a new team. They want it to be on the West Coast. They'd love for it to be in California. And I think this is a great showcase for us. We can prove that there's a market here. We can make the team successful. I think we're in pole position to get the new franchise.
Specifically, it's nice, but is there any assurances at all, or is this just something he said he would be willing to entertain? I mean, is there any type of guarantees for this? Because in negotiating this, you're driving down the price in another market. You're taking a team here. So what is in it for you to do this?
Yeah, no, there's no guarantee. We have to show what we can do. And I have complete confidence that if we set our mind to something, this is an incredible city. We have the best fans in the world. And at the end of the day, the best fans in the world will make it happen.
Vivek, what does a perfect world situation look like 3, 4, 5 years from now, from your standpoint?
Well, I'd like to have Sacramento be one of the sports media technology centers in the world. This will be the city of the future, and it starts with sports and entertainment. So right now we have an NBA team, and we'll have an MLB team, and in the long term, I'd like this to be a place with a permanent MLB team and other teams.
What updates need to happen?
Will the stadium need updates to host a major league team, and do you hope that this leads to an expansion team later down the line?
Yes, we are investing in making this an MLB level stadium. And yes, our hope is that this leads to a permanent MLB team.
Great.
What specific updates are you expecting? I know that the lights are a possibility. Do you expect to update more of the locker rooms back there, specifically with those updates?
Yes, we will have a new clubhouse, and we will make updates that are in keeping with MLB standards.
The TV deal for specifically.
Fans that maybe are hesitant to come and support this team. What would you say to the A's fans that maybe are on the fence of whether do they support this team or do they come to Sacramento or whatnot? What do you say to the fans?
Well, you're going to see world-class baseball in the most intimate stadium in Major League Baseball. You're going to see an incredible city with a great ambiance. So, yes, please come.
The deal with NBC, is that taken care of already as well?
Yes, the A's have negotiated the deal. So all of those loose ends have been tied up.
What's the timeline for the updates that you mentioned?
Well, we have to be ready before the season starts, and we work hard we have a culture of exceptionalism at the Kings, and we have a culture of exceptionalism over here. So whatever we do will be exceptional.
Just when did this, from a timeline standpoint, first come on your radar? And kind of along the lines we were just asked a second ago, what would you say to those fans in Oakland that they go there and might feel a little bit different about coming to Sacramento?
Well, what I would say to them is that, look, we've kept this team for a few more years in our state capital. They're going to be welcome over here. They're going to see some world-class baseball in a very intimate setting. And hopefully it'll lead to a permanent team over here. My focus is really on Sacramento and the fans that we have here. We have the best fans in the world, and I know that they will be welcoming.
You invested in Indoko as well with Golden One. Do you expect to do the same thing around the surrounding area here in West Sacramento?
Well, I expect a renaissance in West Sacramento, just as we've seen with Indoko. We lit the fire with keeping the Kings here and building the arena. And I fully expect that this will be one of the sports and media centers, not just in the country, but in the world.
Is this a bittersweet moment for you, though? I mean, after everything you did to help save this team in this market as it was about to be pulled away to another city, to see another team in Northern California have the same thing happen to them, largely with your help, is this a bittersweet moment for you?
This is a very sweet moment for me because I have had this vision that I wanted Sacramento to be the city of the future. I call it City 3.0, a place, and it all starts with sports, media, technology, entertainment, and that's what we're doing here. I want people to have something to do every single night of the year, and I want them to have multiple options, not just one option. So now in the city of Sacramento, every single night you'll have options. You'll be able to go somewhere and see world-class sports, world-class entertainment. This is the city of the future. We don't have to play second fiddle to any other city in the world. And now we're going to see more and more of that. We're going to see technology companies. We're going to see the best and the brightest people in the world move here.
We are the city of the future.
Yeah, there was a lot in there, huh? There was, we even like quickly wrote down Vivek kind of in there. I don't know if he was supposed to spill that tea, but kind of said it sounds like, well, we've known that MLB is thinking about expansion, but for Vivek to kind of make it sound like, oh no, those conversations, it's not a matter, it's just going to happen, and they're looking to have it happen in California. I mean, that's really big, and all of the apparently they're going to renovate the clubhouse and all of that stuff. I mean, it sounds nice. It all sounds nice, but there is a very, very sharp timeline to get that stuff.
Chris, he also says like he gets asked about that. He's like, "Are there any guarantees when it comes to expansion with the team?" And Vivek immediately goes, "No." So it's but like a contradiction, is it?
Well,
not?
I think I wrote down the quote. Vivek during the scrum said he talked to Rob Manfred and went on to say they're creating a new team and they want it to be on the West Coast. I guess that doesn't mean, but he did say we have to prove when he got asked a guarantee question. So the question is what he said that they're creating a new team and want it to be on the West Coast. Is that for sure? I think we all know that Sacramento, this is a trial run. They're being open about that. My question is it 100% that they're even making a new team?
Yeah, which is, I feel like that's what he was being asked and bounced around it a bit. Am I interpreting that wrong?
I thought he bounced around. Well, he didn't. He said there were no guarantees.
What he bounced around was the bittersweet question. He bounced around that. He did not want anything to do with that question. But I think it's a fair and valid point, especially a lot of A's fans feel like that. We've had callers all day who've just been like, I mean, this has happened with you guys in Sacramento, and then the chat's going crazy. There's a lot of tension between I'd say both sides, but there's seemingly like 4 or 5 sides on this.
Right. I took it as we know that this is a trial run for an expansion. And as far as, now you're making me rethink this, Nate. We know that, and then we'd have to replay the question. Was the question from Casey Pratt? I thought the question was there are no guarantees that the next team will be in Sacramento, but there will be another team.
See, I took it as, will there be another team? What, Chris, do you not? No. Yeah. Okay. I just took it as, will there be another team expanding to the West Coast? And that's what he was asking. He's like, is there a guarantee for that? Casey Pratt asking, and then Vivek responded with no guarantees. That's kind of how I took it.
Sure. Yeah. So, and look, I think they're all just kind of,
it's vague on purpose.
It's vague on purpose because with no guarantees, you can sit there and say, hey, it is, it's not, we never said it was promised. When we return, we have some more sound from Dave Cavill, also reacting more to the Vivek Scrum Prop Talk Dog segment and your calls, your text. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-temperature performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through April 23rd, get a $15 gift card when you buy 5 or more quarts of Edge or Edge High Mileage Full Synthetic, only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Claim based on Sequence 3H test versus API SP test limits.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive.
With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered flex steel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
I'm Ken Korak with our first Green and Gold report for 2024, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the network made for streaming. Well, for the A's to turn around their fortunes this year, they'll have to play better defense than they've shown early in the season. Now, bright spots on the mound. Paul Blackburn went 7 in the last game of the Cleveland series, 3 hits and no runs. And then Kyle Muller in the first game against the Red Sox comes out of the bullpen, 5 1/3, 1 hit, and 6 strikeouts.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Once upon a time, you could get a heater tune-up or an air conditioner tune-up for just $59, or both for $89. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
I thought you were going to read me a bedtime story.
Go to sleep now. Bonnie.com. License 696-355.
Sactown Sports. Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Gonna switch things up a little bit here and go dog segment and prop talk off the top. Then we will do a little cross talk with Whitey Gleason of the Drive Guys to give him an opportunity to talk A's, as he will get you ready along with Mr. Draper for the Kings-Knicks game. All right, so let's get right into it, Chris. Do you have somebody that you feel good about today?
Yeah, I'm looking for the low-hanging fruit today. I'm looking at some of the bench guys. The bench played so well in the Kings last game, so I got to look there. I see Davion 6.5. I see Keon even at 6.5, but I'm going to go with my guy. I feel like it's been a while. I feel like I've kind of strayed away from my roots a bit, and thank you. Right on time. I'm going Trey Lyles, 7.5 points over. That's my guy. Since he came back from injury, he's got 11 points and 15 as well. Give me Trey Lyles with a big day in the biggest stage in basketball in Madison Square Garden.
By the way, I did hit on the De'Aaron 6.5.
Yes.
Assists last game.
That's right. Simone hit 2 on 1.5 threes for Trey Lyles. That was done in the first quarter.
That was easy work. When Trey's rolling, I mean, it's just
going.
free cheese.
Yeah.
But
I think we cleared the board.
Are we back? Are we hot
I
again?
had Sabonis 8.5 assists. He got 9. You had De'Aaron 6.5 assists. He got 7
He
or
had
8.
7, yeah.
And Trey 1.5 threes. That's 3-0.
There you go. All right,
pressure.
Chris, good job on the call with Trey Lyles. I was looking at that as well. That De'Aaron is still staring me in the face, but that assist number again, but I don't like to double up.
Why not?
Man, oh, man.
Why not? What's wrong with doubling up?
Double
one
down,
of these
dude.
days.
Double down.
Double down.
Yeah, who cares?
De'Aaron Fox.
That's right.
Over 6 assists again.
Oh, 6? That's
Yeah,
easy.
6.
That's easy. We're going to just lock that in.
Okay. Someone else has to score, though. All right, Nate, who you got?
I've never seen this guy on the board for the Kings.
Love it.
I'm relatively new for this. Davion Mitchell, 6.5 points, 7 points for Davion. That's it.
That's easy.
That's all.
That's easy, right?
That's all.
Should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it. That's a lock. That's easily.
All right, there you go. Now let's get to it. Dog segment.
Arf, arf.
Nate back on the 1s and 2s. DJ Bedhead.
I am bedhead today. I did not brush my hair today.
There you go.
It was a quick morning for DJ Bedhead.
It was a dog segment.
Yeah.
And I had Davion for my dog.
You did.
And he balled out.
Yep.
I'm not going to double down. Somebody else can take Davion. You know what, guys? Madison Square Garden.
That's right.
We just talked about it with Brendan. You have De'Aaron Fox, who always pretends like every game is every game. Chris, I don't know. He had 20 points last game. I don't know the last time he's gotten over 25. It feels like it's been a while. I'm going De'Aaron Fox is my dog. And if he is under 25, he's going to have a good 10 assists, something like that. So I'm going De'Aaron Fox.
I like it. It's really tough. Bright lights of Madison Square Garden. Where do you go? I'm going to go with Keegan Murray. I think, we've kind of strayed away from that great Keegan stat of him having back-to-back games of, 18 field goal attempts in back-to-back games. I would love to see that aggressive nature continue, again, on the massive stage that is Madison Square Garden. I know Keegan Murray's a showman, and he's just chomping at the bit to show out in the Garden and get all the shine. So give me Keegan.
Got Keegan and Nate. Who do you have?
Double dip, easy, double down, Davion. Dog of the game. He's going to get a few steals, play some good defense, not commit too many fouls like Tibbs has been saying. So that's just where I'm putting it. Davion.
Locking up Jalen Brunson tonight?
Oh, locked, bro.
Good.
He's not moving.
Yeah, no more. What did he have last time, Jalen? 39? 42.
I'm going to say Davion stays under 3 fouls, too.
There you go.
Just throw that in there for fun.
There you go. All right, dog segment and prop talk on the Sack Chat. Curtis Hicks, Davion is my dog again. You have Amid Roxanne tonight. I'm going Fox, De'Aaron Fox. Liv Lack also on the Sack Chat saying Fox said these next 2 arenas are his least favorite places to play. Well, he's going to have to play like they're his favorite places to play if the Kings want to stay out of the play. And, all right, joined by our own Whitey Gleason of the Drive Guys. And Whitey, kind of just want to give you the floor. And yes, Whitey is now looking around. Want to just give you the floor on your thoughts. We know you had some things to say on social media about the A's move to Sacramento. Chris and I have been talking about it and playing sound all day long. What are your thoughts?
Well, here we are, obviously. I was had a hard time getting behind the whole thing, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, the time for saying, well, I don't think this should be done. That's done now because it looks like it's a done deal going forward. But even the mayor, Mayor Steinberg, said, I believe in his statement, that he had mixed feelings about it. So that really says it all. Here's rather than, this is a great moment for our city. He's obviously aware of that element. But even the mayor of Sacramento, although everyone keeps telling me, it's West Sacramento, it's not Sacramento. Okay, I get it. But anyway, even he has mixed feelings about it. So here's an example of why I'm not sure exactly how to deal with this. What do you guys think of this? I know my daughter, who is, she's not a little kid. She's PhD. She teaches at Sac State. She texted me this morning. She says, I am an A's fan now? ? the circumstances suck, but that'll be kind of fun to have an MLB team in town. It's like, so what do I tell her?
Yeah.
Alan, what do I tell her?
Tell her not to support blood money.
Right. Tell her you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. That's been really
tough.
the theme throughout the show for people that weren't originally A's fans and have no connection to Oakland, have no connection to the A's, just woke up, they live in Sacramento or the surrounding areas and now have a team. They're supposed to not enjoy themselves and not go because of something that they had no control over, right? No one is trying to dance on anybody's grave, but at the same time, if you live up here and sorry to tell you, that guy's going to be a millionaire whether you boycott or not.
Yeah,
life is too short, man.
By the way, what I told her was, because we went to a game last September, she actually took me to a game in Oakland, the A's and the Padres, and I said, do you remember that team that we saw play against the Padres in September? Do you want to root for that team? And she said, okay, fair point.
Yeah.
She said her.
Yep.
But she said, it'll be fun to have other teams that actually know how to play baseball come to Sacramento.
And again, if you let Vivek tell it, this is the tryout. And Whitey, we replayed or we played the scrum that Vivek had and answered a bunch of questions. And he went on to say,
He answered some questions.
He went on to say, and I feel like nobody has been talking about it. Obviously, we've been on the air. And there's a quote. He said he talked to Rob Manfred, and they're creating a new team, and they want it to be on the West Coast.
Yes, I've heard that.
And nobody's talking about that.
Yeah. That's something we can check on, huh? That's the first I've heard of that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We just threw it out there. That's why we're doing it. Okay. And then, Nate and I went back and forth on the whole guarantee aspect of it. But right now, they're all playing the game on both sides. A's are saying, this is just how we drew it up. We're still on our way to Vegas. Thank you to the city of Sacramento. Then you have the other side on the Sacramento end saying, hey, A's, you're welcome to stay here. You know, you got that cousin that is bouncing back and forth through jobs and might be dealing with some relationship issues. Hey, you're welcome to stay here, but you cannot live here. We have somebody else that we're going to rent out this space to. And that's what we want to sell the place to somebody else. That's how they're framing it right now because they have to. Yeah. Now we'll see as this Vegas thing continues to progress or regress what happens there.
You know why? One of the reasons this hurts so much for A's fans, real quick. I heard you guys talking about this today. And I'm not saying that everyone should, don't support it. Do whatever you want, whatever you enjoy. But for A's fans, if you're really an A's fan, in the 90s, the A's, they went to World Series 3 years in a row, and they were the dominant franchise in the Bay Area, believe it or not. They beat the Giants in the World Series. And in the early 90s, the Giants were having a hard time getting a new stadium. So the owner of the A's, Walter Haas, he told the Giants, because San Jose was neutral territory, he said, why don't you guys take that? Because he wanted to help them stay. Can you imagine that? He thought it was good for the region.
Right.
So the Giants like, okay. And then later down the road, when the A's like, hey, we'd like to move there, Giants like, no, you ain't getting that back.
Right.
So for A's fans, it's like, our owner, this is a long time ago, was trying to do what was best for the region to keep both teams. And now the A's feel like no one is helping us keep our team at all. Everyone's trying to kick us out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was a different time.
Yeah. You don't know what you're supposed to do. Nobody knows what they're supposed to do unless you're just an A's fan that is saying, I'm done with this. And we took calls. They don't know what they're supposed to do. I said, are you going to be another fan? I said yesterday, I have a buddy who's just a Cubs fan now.
Well, it's like Vivek said, and I know a lot of A's fans don't feel this way, but they are keeping them in the region.
They are.
Yeah,
they are.
For a while anyway.
Yes. All right. We will continue to break this down tomorrow. But Mr. Draper, Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason, they got you. The Drive guys getting you ready for Knicks Kings. Thank you for listening to Stiles and Watkins. Thank you to all the calls today. Thank you to Nate, who had a lot of work to do, but he got it done for us. Thank you again. And until tomorrow, secure the bag, light the Knicks and A's beam.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon.